my bad. Sorry, I turned the mic down. I don't know how to turn it off and on. I think it's just always on. But I do it through the phantom power source. Okay, my bad. I can turn the game sounds up if people want me to do that. Does the mic sound better now at least? And then we can turn up the game if we need to. Okay, so I was just basically talking about random stuff. Y'all didn't miss that much. I didn't scout this out. But whatever, we'll play it. If I really want to start climbing, like at a faster clip, I need to scout and dodge probably, and then just go on the main while we wait. Does that sound better? Sly Monk and Lucas. Basically, I've got this separate, like, there's so many different controls now. I have to learn, like, I got a new mic, but it has this little box out back here that I have to get used to. This phantom power thing, and then that hooks up to my computer. So I have to control the volume through that box. Okay. Alright. The game itself, then, we'll have to, I can turn up a little bit when we start. Get turned up, the kids say. Alright, all these lanes are looking pretty good to gank. In theory. The Darius Renekton's probably the one that really is very inflammatory. But I don't want to fight the Elise, so Darius is probably just going to have to survive. I can try out a different clear this time where I do Wolves first, then Blue and Gromp. I do not want to see Elise level 2, so I'm going to dodge her. I need to make sure she doesn't invade me, though. Hopefully they don't get a flash down there. Did they get her flash? No. Okay, good. Oh, Wukong is another one. Yeah, I've been meaning to try. I got him like a few days ago, and I just haven't tried him out. Okay, so y'all say the master volume's a bit too low. I can crank that up here. And then just turn it down a bit on my headphones. Oops.
Minions have spawned.
Okay. Is that better?
I can't find my way.
No. I'm good. Start Wolves so that I can pull Blue and Gromp at the same time. I'm gonna try it out. I should still hit level 2 off of this, although frankly it doesn't even matter. I can do everything at level 1 anyways with his drain. But the only reason I'm starting this instead of Blue is once again just so I can do Blue and Gromp at the same time because Gromp has a delayed start. So it's slightly inefficient in terms of the pathing, I guess. You have to double back a little bit, but... Oh, crap. I should have pulled him. I totally forgot. I could pull them both at the same time. So this is going to set me back a little bit here. if it's almost better if you can just to clear your bomb instead of going for that scuttle. You do lose a camp, but it is more efficient to do it that way. Pushed in, I can't gank that. Okay. Sounds like, looks like the sound's going better. So I've been, you know, working on that clear, I guess. First time trying that, I've been thinking about it. But I should have cleared Raptors and Red at the same time bottom. Would have saved me a few seconds. Not that it really mattered that much, unless I was going straight to golems, which maybe it's correct to go straight and do golems if you don't have a good gank, and then just be late, because I'm not fighting Scuttle anyways. Like, if they're there, they're there. If they're top lane, they're not going to beat me to bot lane, even if I do golems. So maybe I should just do a full clear. And if they're there, just reset and go top. Who died? Mid. Not good. It's Predator Twisted, huh? Okay.
I'm so scared.
Okay, they had me warded. So she was trying to invade. No! Yeah, I mean, I can't do anything about it because they saw me up here. They just have better vision control as per usual. Gotta give them that. There's nothing I can really counter with. They had mid priority too. I don't even think I can gank that. Do you have Psalms? He probably has Psalms. This dude's just crying, asking for a gank. Elise down there? I didn't see Elise. Okay, now I've got my ult. Alright, I'm just gonna reset. Actually, I'm gonna get some vision on Elise here. Then I'm gonna reset, get some intel. He's not gonna fall for it, I don't think.
Fiddlesticks and of men. Fiddlesticks.
What's up, Butter?
First of 10.
Okay, we got his barrier. Presumably he doesn't have flash. So we might be able to gank for TF again here. You coming to invade me? She. Probably. Got flash. Okay, no, she's not. She's taking a look at Scuttle. Renekton's spooky. No, Elise is gonna be there, dude. I don't think we 2v2 Elise. I mean, maybe with my ult, but I don't know. Darius is really scary too. The Renekton is strong though. They really want to get that objective. I can probably kill her if I get a chance, but...
Enemy double kill.
No way! Okay. What the fuck are the odds? She's like randomly walking along, then I guess she just abruptly turns? Like she walks to like right here and then walks in like an L shape. I mean, I got her flash anyways, I guess. I think I could have killed her if she didn't have that extremely bizarre pattern. She must have just all of a sudden decided she wanted to do red. Okay. Alright, let's go. There we go. I know she didn't have flash, so I could give that to Darius. Okay, alright, I'll let him. He's gonna freeze it there. I'll respect it. It's fine. I can't follow everything, but as far as like matchmaking goes, I personally went like 9-1 in matchmaking and got placed in bronze 2. But my MMR was like mid-gold. I didn't know who else was there, so that's why I didn't go into that. Elise could have been there. She was actually in the area. Fun fact, you don't have to be there too when Herald's doing its thing, so you can just place it and just go right back to business farm in the jungle. You still get the gold, unless you're like trying to get the whole tower, which I don't think we'd be able to do it with both of them sitting there this early in the game. Then it still gives you any gold that the Rift Herald accumulates, so you don't have to worry about missing out on gold. Okay, I thought they might be fighting there, but there is no like real matchmaking issue. People blame matchmaking. The only time when matchmaking can get weird is with duos. But if it's just everybody solo queue, it's not gonna mess up. It just looks at a 4-digit number. There's nothing subjective about it. So there's no way it can, like, really mess up. It can seem like it's messed up. Okay.
Your turret has been destroyed.
But yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I said, with duos, it's just, a lot of it's your hidden MMR is not the same as your LP, especially when you very first get placed. Like I said, I was 9-1, so my hidden MMR was like in gold range. But then my LP was only bronze 2, so I was gaining like 50 a game. But it still took a while to climb out, and they've done that just to make it take longer to climb in this season. Whether that's good or bad or whatever, that's just the direction they've decided to go with. Yeah, I mean, you're just gonna have people that are in bad moods or tilted or, you know, stuff like that. And they can be decent players, but those things, like, if stuff starts going south, it just holds them back.
Has been slain.
Yeah, they're gonna get him, I think. I mean, you can do a Taric one-trick thing, or a Taric jungle thing. I haven't really seen it that much, honestly. This Elise is having a bad day today. Oh, dragon is up. Let me get this red. I was gonna clear top side, but yeah, I mean, sometimes that's just gonna happen. Like, there's just gonna be games that are unwinnable. That's just how it is. I mean, the other side of the coin, though, there are gonna be games that are unlosable too, right? Where you can be having a bad game, losing a lot, you know, going 0-10 or whatever, and then, you know, someone on your team just goes 20-0 and you just win the game. You know, so it's like there are games that can be unwinnable. It can happen to both teams, but there are also games that can be unlosable, and that can also happen for both teams. I don't have my flash there. I'm pretty sure he flashed. I have to give him that. I mean, how else could you balance teams other than a matchmaking system? Like Elo is the only way. It's literally just looking at, like, the only other way would be just like something like the raw number of games you've played, I guess. But I mean, trying to match you against an opponent, against opponents that are of like a similar skill range, that have also been matched against opponents of a similar skill range. I mean, that's basically it. I mean, it is a team game, so it's going to be more skewed than something like chess, which is, you know, what it was invented for, but there is no, like, much better way than ranking by opponents. He's... Huh. It did get him with the fear because I was unseen. I think it fairly matches skill. It's just people don't understand what skill is in League a lot of times. Like, part of the skill is learning how to win around teammates. If you're trying to climb, you have to win with teammates that are weaker than you. That happens all the time in traditional sports too, right? Like the superstars, they have to learn how to win around people that aren't as good as they are. You know, like Michael Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, all these people, like... That is part of the skill. Not just being individually good when you're playing a team game, but making your team good. Part of that's pinging, communication, like playing within your limits, you know. That's something I don't do too well all the time, which is like, don't try a play that's too fancy for your elo. No, it's not. Yeah, get him. Go, start a fight. Yeah, who cares? We kill them all. I'm so strong right now. I really want to use this ult before I back, though. Can we kill Volibear? How is that warded? What the fuck? How the fuck is that warded? Are you kidding me? There's a ward right on the little edge of this bush? Is that what it is? Like, I used my sweeper in the bush. I used it like right here. Like, there's literally one pixel where that ward could have been. Unbelievable, man. Damn it. I stayed because I wanted death cap, but...
An ally has been slain.
That was really bad. I saw him rotating down. I just didn't think it was because they could see me because I fucking swept it. Like, that's obnoxious.
Shut down.
That was so bad. We got like they got 3 or 4 kills off of that. She probably wants red, whatever, I'll give it to her. I could have feared him too, I was just so caught off guard and I didn't have my mouse in the right place to like fear the Volibear and run away. It wasn't even like registering in my mind that it could have been warded because I swept it. How is she not dead? This is getting tilter quick. Tilt zone. Like, no one can kill her? And she's feared? I think I messed up and tried to E her before Q, although she would have jumped both of them, because the Q has a cast time and an animation. You can smite while channeling W. Fiddle in the middle of thing? No, not right now. Maybe next patch. I thought it would be, but they lowered the amount of damage that takes off of minions. Wow. These last like 2 minutes have just been catastrophic. I still don't like understand. Like it's not registering in my mind how Elise is not dead there, because I did fear her. Like we're all three literally sitting there. She drops down, and I fear her, and she walks away with like 100 HP. I even smited her. I don't understand how it's possible. Alistar honestly is just such a worthless champion. And it's sad too, because he's one of my like favorites. You know, historically he's been very good. He's just so outclassed by every other engaged champ, because he just does no damage, and everyone else does damage because they nerfed all of his damage. Yeah, they're gonna try to hunt me down. There's like 50 wards. I can't clear all that. This is like the most obvious fiddlestick sniper spot, but... Alright, so note to self, you literally have to put it like maximum range in the bush when you're close, or it's not gonna see it. Yeah, Renekton's just doing a lot more right now than this Darius is too. Nobody? We have 4 fucking people here, not a single person even blinks an eye? Has Alistar bought a warding trinket? Okay, he's got wards somewhere, in theory, on the map. I guess she done butter. Jesus Christ, we were like 5-0-7 or something at one point in this game.
Your inhibitor has been
Not enough. Not enough. Their Volibear is putting in like 50 times the work our Alistar is. Their Volibear's... Maybe... Volibear might actually be MVP of their team right now. It's because he's actually doing vision and he's actually like hunting me down and finding me. Like no one's making any effort to try to like play around me. I guess Xayah did try to place a pink ward for me, so he did something, but... Yeah, Jinx was 5-0-7, but she has a support that's doing stuff. I mean, I don't want to rag on that Alistar too much, but part of it's he's handicapped on his team. He doesn't do any damage. Volibear actually does damage. I'm pretty sure Volibear's definitely tankier when Alistar doesn't have his ult, but... that? It's a 3-person ult. What just happened? .11 comes out. The nasty tank support build. This is a bad build though on this Volibear. You shouldn't do this unless you're with like a fasting Senna. If you're talking about going like Sunfire Cape and Spirit Massage and stuff like that, you only do that if you're fasting. Because you don't have the money normally to do that. Like, Volibear would have been much more effective if you had, like, Knight's Vow, Rocket, stuff like that. I still don't, I can't, hey, what's up, Communist Future? I can't comprehend how, like, is a Fiddlesticks ult into 3 people, including their Jinx and their Zerath. And I feared the Jinx on top of that. Yeah, it's next Wednesday. It's basically always Wednesday in the morning unless there's a special announcement for it. It's like 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Servers go down and they come back up at like 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always, it's every other Wednesday. Yeah, there's no Challenger Smurfs in here. Guarantee you that. I don't like how. Who was even attacking them? Did Renekton just flashed back there or something and killed like 4 people? I mean, it all started when I got caught because of the vision on that bush. Okay, triple Fiddle ult. Yeah. Renekton just actually ran back and like 1v2'd both of our carries. The Zaya and the Twisted Fate. Who is not feared? Hold on. Oh, you have to be I think you have to be unseen for 1 second, or am I thinking of Kha'Zix? The Zerath saw me when he shot me with that. I don't know how long you have to be unseen, but the Zerath just shooting me in that bush stopped me from multi-fearing everybody. So I only got the fear on Jinx. That was a big thing, that the Zerath shot me there in the bush. Because I don't think they had vision. And they had that pink ward there, but like in the bush itself. Oh, no. Well, yeah. So I didn't get to fear all of them. I only fear the Jinx. And there's no one else. Did Darius get CC'd or something? I don't. Darius just waited, or Darius waited so long to ult or something. I don't know. What was this? Oh, it was the same thing. Let's see where I died in that bush. God, we were crushing this game. What? It was 12-7, I think, at this point. Up a tower, up 2 dragons. We get 2 kills right here, so it's like 14-7. At the end of the day, the volley, even with that goofy build. Not to necessarily say anything about Nasty. He's obviously a good player. I just don't think that building big tank items is smart. Unless you have a big income stream. Like, basically, unless you're getting the CS. Okay, then we get more kills here. Oh, no, this... Oh, this is before that happened. My bad. We'll get another game here in a second. I just want to see, like, the sweeper and the ward to see how I got spotted. Because that's what started all this mess, was when I got killed, they got my shutdown gold. Because I was too greedy, didn't back, wanted enough for death cap. And I was sitting in a bush that ended up being warded that I didn't think was warded. Okay, we lost the dragon there. I think it's after this next rotation. Okay, we killed him top. Killed him. What's the score now? 19-11. Okay, here we go. Hold up. Look at this. Hold on. Look at the range on. How do they have a ward in here? Look at the range on this. Like I put it right there. The red circle there is where the ward is. How does it not see that? Did he drop a ward and I just didn't see? There's no way that's warded. Just literally Volibear is just standing there with Elise. Everyone's just randomly standing there. And Renekton with no vision of that bush. Jinx threw a zap in there and hit me, and they all just like pounced. On his Zac support. How is he doing on his Zac? I can't imagine that actually wins a lot in Challenger. Like, once again, no offense to him, but maybe it is. Maybe, I mean, maybe it's the new thing and I just don't know a lot about it, but okay, this was support where he built that stuff. That's a loss. Yeah, he wasn't, I don't think he was doing fasting there. He plays him a lot in the jungle. These are all jungle. Jungle. He did win that game going that as support, early game. He went more traditional support items there. The Thorn Mail's a little weird, but he did get Nice Vow. Okay, so he's pretty close to 50-50, I guess, doing that. I mean, like, Zac does get extra value out of Spirit Visage. He gets, like, some of the most value of anybody in the game off of Spirit Visage. So, Spirit Visage, is pretty good on him, but like Sunfire Cape, he doesn't get Sunfire Cape, does he? He just gets Spirit Visage on the support. I guess hard to say. It's Warmoth. He doesn't get Sunfire. Sunfire is absolutely a no-no. Unless you're like the main source of CS. The Spirit Visage, I guess I can get on board with the Spirit Visage. Maybe. It's a greedy item, it's expensive, but if you're like the primary tank on your team, like I guess there's Taric jungle in that game, but I don't know. I think Zac's support can maybe work. Obviously Nasty makes it work sometimes. Although like this data's a little skewed because he plays it in the jungle much more often than he plays it as support. But it's a special thing. I don't know if I would like that on Volibear or not. What does ban Kassadin? What do you mean the Warhammer tip options? Are you asking for tips? Or are you saying there's an option in the game that you can click on that's called tips? I don't remember. It's not about whether the item's bad or not. It's about how much does the item cost, how much does it benefit your team compared to other items that could cost less, that could yield a better benefit. It's about whenever you're looking at support and support items, you have to consider the support economy, which is usually a lot lower than normal, than any other lane. Maokai. I don't know what the tip menu does. I assume it will tell you, like, it'll have more little pop-ups and things that tell you stuff about the game. You can also do, like, pause the game and move, like, issue move commands and stuff while it's paused if you're not on Legendary, I think. Legendary adds a lot of extra restrictions. Like, on Legendary, you can't, like, go back to previous saves. And, of course, they pick a Katarina and a Jax as soon as I don't have, like, really hard CC. I mean, I've got my W, I guess, but it's not like an on-demand thing. Donation tips. Oh, you mean donate? Okay, so people, yeah, call it tips. Okay. Sorry, tips is a confusing word. Call it, yeah, just call it donation. Even though it's not like a tax term. Call it donation. Okay, so, you know, right now it's $30. I'll play a campaign, any campaign of your choice on the channel. Comment it for 15 episodes. If you want longer than that, you can donate more and I'll do a campaign that's longer than that. I can also do a guide over a topic of your choice for the same amount. If you're a channel member, it's $5 off. And that's it for now. I've thought about adding in, I'll have to see how Legend of Total War does it, but I know he does like a disaster campaign thing, which would be fun if I can get someone else's like save file and try to spend like 10 turns stabilizing a really crazy difficult campaign and explaining how you do it. That could be pretty fun, but I haven't done that content yet. But if I could look up how to do it, then that might be something I could offer. And eventually I might do like donations for certain multiplayer things.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, I think I can fight Jax over Scuttle early. Not fight him, but just steal the Scuttle from him. Contest him for it. So yeah, that's currently what I offer. So yeah, just let me know. I'd be happy to do one. Right now I'm doing a Grom the Paunch. But if you want to see like the new High Elf stuff, or you want to see another one out there. Yeah, you donate for whatever you want to see. Your lord, your faction that you want to see me practice. And I explain, you know, I can break out all the explanations, and if you have a specific, like, thing that you have a question, I'm gonna go ahead and smite this just because I didn't get a leash. If you have specific questions that you would like me to answer about the faction, just let me know. Like, and just email me about it. Or put it in your donation description. Okay. I do have a battle guide on the channel, but if you want a more updated guide, then you can do that. Or I can do that for you. Or if you have like a list of specific questions that you have, I've done that before. People, you know, I would do like a guide, but I would answer specific questions they had. Feel a lot slower than Fiddlesticks. I'm spoiled with the Fiddle clear. Well, it's also because I didn't get a leash. And you kind of, like, you don't need a leash, but you're a lot slower without a leash.
Off like a dirty tunic. That's what one of the elders used to say. He's alright.
Okay, so I do have, Maokai's coming up to contest me, of course. Nah, I'm good. So I could just rush bottom and try to get that scuttle real quick too. Might double scuttle him, but I'm just gonna clear this first. Because he could rush down there too. I don't know. This just seems a little safer.
A snowball is never just a snowball. If you believe in magic.
Wow, he's really far behind on camp, so I might be able to sneak that off of him. I'm gonna go ahead and back though.
The only thing louder than Willem's steps is his snoring.
Okay, well, yeah, if you want to donate for, I'm not sure if you're talking about Eltharion or the other one of the High Elves, I can definitely do that. I can show you how, probably. There's probably a way you can beat off that stuff. I haven't tried that campaign yet. It'd be interesting to try it out. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go straight for Scuttle, because he might be going for Scuttle here. No, he actually got Scuttle. Okay. Okay. Can we do it? We're gonna try to do this? Okay, sure. Can we do it? I mean, they're low. The fuck? Come on, he's low. Why aren't we doing this?
Lift me higher, Willem, so I can punch him in the nose.
The fuck? Commit! This guy, why is this dude playing Vlad? Like, what's the point in playing Vlad? Like, he just got his Q refilled. I saw it. I saw the timer. I know he had a red Q, and he flashed out instead of using the red Q, which does like 1 billion damage and heals you for half your health. Like, if you're gonna be a beta, like, you can't play Vlad, man. Like, it's not for you. Play Malzahars, no shame. Like, you're gonna get low as Vlad. You're gonna have to be able to pull at the right time while you're low, come back up, use your Q, hourglass. Like, you can't freak out if you're low health. We had a 4v3. Katarina was really far out of position, and just like no one committed to her. Ooh, tonight's rough. Tonight is rough on the mental for sure.
I bet if we stayed really still, we become invisible.
I mean, maybe it was wrong to go back into that, but I mean, they were obviously looking kind of scared, I guess. The correct play, if people actually had a brain, was to turn on that, but I mean, they were posturing like they were really scared. They're like, you know, in like a 4v3, so maybe I should have just stopped it.
This day keeps getting more bizarre and horrific.
The cat was 5. She didn't even have ult. Like, the fuck? We're acting like she's 20 and 0.
Go Team Yeti! Super Shadow. That means it's perfect.
It's gonna be really hard to carry this team. I understand. You're losing to Malachi as Fiora.
Soul was fierce, his breath was cold. Not blood, ice. Fights against his hero's blade concealed. Being a hero is awesome!
I think we're gonna have to get the Merc Treads.
It's okay to be sad sometimes, Willem. That's how you know when you're happy.
You gotta at least Q for that empowered damage before you flash away. I think he could have turned it if he just Q'd and just squared up to him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm expecting too much. He's probably like first time Vlad or something. I mean, maybe his red bar wasn't full. It's possible. I didn't see it. It looked like it was pretty damn full to me. Like, how that works, if you don't know how Vlad works, is like after his, it's like every other Q, I think. It might be his third Q. I think it's every third Q. You see this little bar above his head filling up. It's yellow, and then once it fills all the way up to red, then he has this empowered Q, which does like a ton of extra damage and heals you for like 1 billion. That's the stuff where you see the Vlad go from like 10% to 80% health. Just when that red Q's up. So you're just kind of doing the other ones, buying your time, and it just hits you with that really massive spike.
I can't pronounce your real name. Well, you can't say Nunu either.
I mean, it's hard for me to do anything as Vlad is so scared. Like, mid has permanent priority. I guess I probably should have smited Golem for the heal. I thought my chomp was gonna be back up, and after I finished my ult, I just chomped him. It was a really, really unfortunate last couple of picks. Like, they were looking good. They had like a tanky team with no damage, and then as soon as I picked Nunu, they lock in Katarina and Jax, where you need hard CC for them. This is gonna be a tough one.
I eat for breakfast. Who prefers drugs?
Oh, Katarina's up there. Of course. Why not? Why not? Can we, like... It's literally an empty lane, guys. Bot lane back. Katarina's top.
I can punch it in the nose.
Support Tarek's backing down our Vlad, okay.
Gotta find out what happens next. Or get an adventure song. Can't be heroes without a song.
I don't think I can get the turn radius, maybe. I got a lot of them, not all of them.
Sometimes.
Should have picked Jax. Maybe. I mean, Jax might be a little bit better than I think he is. I haven't tried him.
That's how you know.
It's definitely possible. Tarek is deceptively, or not Tarek,
will soon fall.
Vlad is deceptively harder than people think to play, but it's because he has, like, really specific combos in certain like power spike windows. He's just really weird. He's like a combo mage sort of. If you don't sequence the stuff in the right order, it's actually a really big deal. Like if you don't know how to charge up your E while you're like charge up your E and then you W so that your E goes off while you're untargetable, while your Q is just about to tick up, while you're working on that last Q before you get the power spike. Like those are the little things about Vlad that if you're new to him, you're just not going to sequence that stuff correctly. So you want to try to start a fight with like one stack on your Q. You know, you roll up, ult, Q him again, get your final stack ticking, get your third stack working. Channel your E, pull, have the E go off while you're pulled, and then as soon as you pop up, you should be able to get off one last empowered Q. And then your ult should trigger for the bonus damage at the end. And then everyone should be dead. In a lot of situations, but sometimes you have to hold your pool a bit longer. If you have hourglass, you can get an hourglass in there somewhere. If you only have like one tick on your Q, or you have like no ticks on your Q, no charges, you can walk up, do the same sequence, pull, but then when you wake up, you can charge it again with your Q and then hourglass to wait for that third tick. There's like a lot of different little things you can do with him, but running away when your empowered Q is ready is not one of the recommended modes. We're gonna have to get adaptive Nunu versus Cat.
Maybe I'll tell you what happened.
Because she reduces your healing anyways, but then also it prevents a lot of damage on her ult. Yeah, he's almost dead. Fiora is another one who's pretty hard to play, but is good if you're good on her, but it's an if. Jesus Christ, he does so much damage. Oh, it's because he's going for like the troll high damage build on Jax instead of Cinderhole. Okay, I mean I guess they are ahead, so why not? You go ahead, Madrids.
Your turret has been destroyed.
We're not gonna get him. I don't really have any armor either. I think I gotta respect the Katarina. This is likely just gonna be one of those diffy games. Vlad's like running away with like 90% health again. Like, bro, just play Ezreal or play like Malzahar or something. Xerath. He's clearly not comfortable like engaging in a fight where he's gonna take damage, so maybe he's auto-filled. I mean, I don't know. I get it. It's unfortunate. Sometimes it happens. You just don't know what your champion does. You think it looks cool. You watch an all-caps video, and then you're just thinking, you know, hey, I want to try that out. That looks good. And then you get in there, and you're like, oh, you know, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm scared. I don't know how to trade.
I bet you 3 icicles I can fly. I just never jumped hard enough.
Shut down.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never tried him in the jungle. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Is he usually requires a lot of items. Like, he can definitely carry and snowball hard, but I don't know. He brings very little utility too. Like, he's got some, but he does have like his stun. If he lands the stun, is good, but. Can I get help here? Seriously, guys? I should have just hit the surrender button. I don't like to surrender, but it just feels like no one on our team knows what's going on.
Make way for the Yeti!
He does have an escape with his wards. I mean, he has lots of properties, I think, that could make him a good jungler. One that I might have to try out at some point.
Before we can save the world, first we gotta see it. Do your battle cry, Willem!
I think he's very different from Lee. I think Lee does a lot more early game. Lee has more utility with like his kick. I think he's very different than Lee. And I kind of see what you're saying, but he does scale better than Lee does probably, but
Slow down, Willem! You're gonna cause an avalanche! Before I can!
can we, I don't know, we need something good to happen here. Please, just come on, man. Just anything, dude.
Heroes don't need hugs. Not looking now. Bring it in, big first Nargle.
Guess I'm just dead. Yeah, let's just give it up, man. I don't know. I get it. It's a risky play, but like we got to do something. You know what I mean? Like we're just gonna bleed out. Everyone's just so scared on their champs. You can just smell their fear. Like that wasn't a great fight, but I think like if Fiora just like committed to that, just like immediately ulted the Taric and just went to like blow him up, I think we could have done like we could have at least gotten his flash. But
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Can't lose hope, Willem.
I don't know. Jax
Counting
is
on us.
kind of unique. He's a scaling, you know, AD like bruiser in the jungle, I guess. I was gonna say like maybe like Kindred kind of scales, but I think Kindred even does more damage, significantly more damage than Jax does early on. I mean, Jax is bullying me out this game, but he has 3 winning lanes. Like if we won that fight around the dragon, I think this, you know, could have been a different game. But that means that we would have had different players, you know. So it's hard to say because it's a huge just diffy in this game. Yeah, I guess that last fight was a little soft engage. Like I know that Fiora is not confident on her champ at all. Alright, well, once again, that's what I was talking about earlier. Like a big skill in climbing is trying to play to the potential of your team. And sometimes trying stuff that's a little too complicated or requires too much confidence or just an inappropriate level of skill for your bracket. And that's especially a problem on like engaged champs. I'm gonna have to flash that. Because if like there are some types of engages you could do in Diamond or Challenger or Pro that would be really good engages, but if you did the exact same engage, you know, in a gold game or in a bronze game or something like that, then it would not be a good engage. So it's like the same play is not always a good play in every ELO bracket on every team. It's just sometimes they just can't. They're just not gonna respond fast enough, or they're just not gonna like know the limits of their champion and like commit enough. They're just gonna be too scared. So. I've talked about before. That works at, you know, as supports happens when I was playing Recon and stuff a lot too, is trying to make the correct play instead of the optimal play. So a lot, you need to go for the optimal play. Even if it's like not correct. If it's the best that your team can do, then it's the best that your team can do. I don't mean to sound like too condescending or anything like that with that either, but that's just the truth. Like, you just have to play differently if your team is really experienced on their champs or just knows a lot about League versus if they don't.
Let's put the ventures in adventure.
That's why sometimes it can feel like you can get a little soft stuck if you're like a Smurf. It's not like the only reason I'm down here, but that's why sometimes if you play in a lower elo bracket, it can actually feel harder.
Velk might as well try Jax without any hacks. Now I will go
The
relax.
adventure continues.
Turret has been destroyed.
Hey, thanks so much for the donation. Okay, I think that was for Jax. You know, that's why sometimes people will say it feels harder in lower elo brackets. It's because it's a different style of game. We did sneak a Baron. I mean, maybe there's hope.
Only this time, it's about us.
Jax is really bad. It's this game's so hard because it's Jax and Katarina who are both really fed. The Adaptive Helm actually works fairly well against Jax because his W does magic damage, his like on-hit auto attack reset, but then his autos do a lot of physical damage, so he's kind of tricky to itemize against.
Someone out there needs our help.
I don't know that grouping's better than splitting in low elo. I actually disagree with that. It depends on your champ and like what the situation is, but I think people group too much. Because people mess up team fights just as much or more than they mess up split pushing. Like, yeah, they'll get caught in split pushing, but people just won't use their ult or they'll hit the wrong targets or all of that if you opt into a 5v5. It just depends on the situation. That's what people want to do in, like, gold. But I think that with some champs in some situations that, okay. Like this time, I think they're better in fives, but we don't really have a great split pusher either. I don't know. That might have been an incorrect ult, because it was just Maokai coming in. I was like, there's a TP, we get a free full channel ult on him.
After all,
But maybe that was bad with the Maokai. The thing is, like, with their Maokai and Tarek and, like, Katarina, like, their 5 is so much better than ours. We really need Fiora to split push and to be able to beat the Maokai. I don't know if she can or not, but
Yeti. Get it?
we are cleaning them up.
You're laughing on the inside,
I
huh?
don't know, we are coming back into this. I think splitting is situationally, definitely have some benefits over grouping. I think people just assume if you're all together and nobody gets caught, then that's like better. But you know, especially if you're really far behind, sometimes grouping is actually a bad idea. You want to split. It's to get them to not be all grouped up, because if they're all grouped up, if they have all their gold in the same place at the same time, that also lets them cover up any of their weaknesses. So, like, for example, if they have this really fed Katarina, if we could find a way to just, like, get a hold of the Maokai by himself or the Ezreal by himself, then they effectively, like, don't have that gold on their team if Katarina's not involved in the fight. So just, like, trying to maneuver around and not fight their strong people can be good. We're gonna have to walk into this, though. Okay, maybe if we believe in miracles. They just all sat in my ult. Like, it does like 1,000 damage. Like, it does 972 damage. Like, they all just walked into my ult and just sat there. I mean, like, the Jax opted into it. Like, complete disrespect.
We're off like a dirty tunic. That's what one of the elders used to say. I wonder if he's alright.
Yeah, I mean, just because you play the game a lot, I mean, I always use that example. Just because you play the game a lot doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to go pro or go challenger. But, like, it's irrefutable that, like Duck says, everything else being equal, the team that has more games on their champs is probably going to be favored. And if it's, like, ultra off-meta, like, ridiculous stuff, if it's, like, a team of, you know, there are examples where that doesn't work, but if it's like ridiculously bad champions for the roles or something, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to engage on them or not. It's possible, but damn, maybe we just win right there. Okay. Yay, Nunu. Ha. That cat just fell apart at the end. They had an Ezreal on their team, I guess. He was just sitting here tickling us. And then the Katarina, I don't know, just kind of entered in several times. All right, wow. I mean, I was not expecting that, but that's why I pressed the no button on surrender a couple of times. I may have pressed yes one time. I don't remember. I was saying that maybe I should have pressed yes. So I was a doubter for a little bit there. We weren't doing well early on, but they threw, so. I think that just so many of them sat in my ult. Lucian did a really good job of kiting back and not getting killed, too. I think Lucian was clutch, and Vlad, like, woke up, started doing stuff. I don't know, maybe he needed to get some coffee or something. I mean, maybe the fights were... Maybe that dragon fight was worse than I thought it was. Maybe his R wasn't charged, and I thought it was. Oh, it's Tank Cat. Okay. Okay. That explains a lot. That's why she wasn't doing any damage. Yeah. EZ also had pretty low damage. I mean, even for an EZ, like, he didn't have Blather and King. He got Death's Dance, which is really bad. Like, Death's Dance is a good item in general, but on Ezreal, you need some damage because you're already super safe. Like, if you have to build something like... We didn't have assassins or anything. Like, he should have been able to position around us. They have a Maokai as their front line, like, and a Jax. Now, that Jax build did end up coming back to haunt him later because... He just was getting blown up because he doesn't have any defense. He went like all offense items. It's like Blood Razor plus Blather and King plus Trinity Force is just too squishy, even for Jax. I think. I mean, I think just going like Cinderholt Trinity Sterex or something like that would have been better. But yeah, that's why. They just didn't have any damage. They couldn't kill me. Like near the end of the game. After I got this adaptive helm, I just didn't really die again. So they just didn't have any damage. Basically, if we just neutralized Jax, which I did that last fight, you saw me, I flashed back and snowballed and tied him up to peel him off the Lucian. Shorn Hub. We did a good job of protecting our back line, and they just, I don't know. Basically, I forced the Taric ult with that engage. They didn't have a lot of CC either. It was a really low damage game in general, I guess. Ezreal always looks like he has a lot of damage most of the time, so a lot of it's poke damage, but the poke damage doesn't, like, I mean, it matters sometimes, but it can be a little misleading because a lot of that damage doesn't convert to kills. They just go back and heal after they get poked. Yeah. And yeah, that last fight went in with a snowball, got the easy, soft committed. They popped the Taric ult, ran away. Okay, Taric doesn't have his ult, pretty much worthless. And then back up, and then we just re-engaged. I think that the biggest thing was the Katarina build. Honestly, they just, because like she had a chance. We had like 50% health when she came in at the end. You know, she had a chance to do a little rotation of stuff if she was good, if she had real items to kill us. But she just didn't have anything, and we just CC'd her. This is the example of like what I was talking about when people ask me about goofy builds. You have to ask, what does your champion do? What's like their best case scenario, and how can you try to make that happen? And that's what you need to be building items and runes towards. Katarina is supposed to get kills and get resets. Like, her whole kit is predicated on getting resets. If you don't get kills and assists for those resets, you have really long cooldowns. You just don't do anything. You don't have any CC. Your base stats are really low. That's why Tank Cat is just bad. Like, this doesn't even have, like, no CDR, no AP. That's why you just don't build weird crap like that. Like, once in a blue moon, weird stuff comes up and is good. You know, like the Lux support that builds, that takes like Aftershock or something like that. Or there's a couple other weird things like Lissandra with Aftershock. There's a couple of weird things that come out that people find, but the vast majority of the time you should build a champion with their items and runes that like optimize what their best case scenario is. If she felt like she wanted defensive stuff, just get Hourglass, you know? So I think this is a great example of how their build, even on just like one champion, really kind of threw the whole game for them, even though we were like playing really poorly early on. That was a huge reason why we won that game. Well, it's Ezreal specifically. He did have the highest damage in the game, but like I said, it's a lot of it's poke damage, and like poke damage, you got to have a little asterisk there. Like, it's good, but a lot of times it doesn't convert, as I said. So, you know, I'd rather have, you know, like concentrated damage that converts kills on someone like a Fiora than I would on Ezreal. I mean, he only got 3 kills. He did have 9 assists, but still, it's only 12 kill participation at the end of the day. So, like, it looks like, oh my god, he did all this damage. It's like, but it didn't mean anything. He didn't get any kills off of it. He didn't get any assists off of it. It was the same thing as Fiora, who had half the damage. Like, our team looks like we had, you know, half the damage they had, but it was basically even on kills. It was 18 to 20. So all of that damage just doesn't even matter. Especially when there's so much healing in the game. It's like, okay, you poke Vlad down. All right, he just heals through it. You poke me down. Okay, I just chomp some monsters or minions. Heal it back, you know? So that's why, like, some poke champions like Xerath, Vel'Koz, you know, Ezreal, stuff like that can have really high damage numbers, but just feel like they're not as impactful. It's because those numbers aren't converting to anything. Okay, Jack's game. I don't know if I own Jax. He's pretty cheap. I think I have a shard for him, too. I may have sold the shard. No, I still got it. 8-10, though. could just play it on my Smurf, but this does give me experience on this account. I mean, I guess I might as well. I don't think there's anyone else I'm really waiting to buy right now. That's fine. We have a shard for it. I thought our Lucian was pretty impactful though there down the stretch. But yeah, I agree. ADCs in general are fairly weak, but Ezreal specifically is really, really overvalued. Like I say, I like Ezreal. I like playing him. I think he's fun. I think it's a cool design. I just don't think he's very good right now. Most of the time. No, he should not go QSS instead of Death Dance. He should have gone Blazer and King. Similar amount of healing actually interacts with his Q to do real damage. I haven't tried Vi, but she's probably good. Whoa, 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 hold on, hold on. I'm doing that in a normal game, though. The first time Jax. I think I saw a couple of high-low people playing Jax in the jungle. I am very skeptical of Bloodraiser. I mean, it does help you do dragons and barons. Maybe if they have a lot of tanks, but I feel like Cinderholt it's just better. Like, it is. Like, Cinderholt sucks early, or just skip that item. And just get on to something else, like I do with Shyvana a lot of times. Let me read his, isn't this like... Okay, you get bonus resistances. So you get free resistances. Or no, you get bonus, yeah. You activate it. So health is particularly good on him. Plus 50% of your bonus AD for the armor. Then 20% of the bonus AP. So he gets a lot of armor.
Let's do this.
Yumi. I probably need to get the tenacity. Oops. I've played through pretty much every campaign. The vast majority of them. I played through most of them like several times. Um, there are some lords for each faction that I haven't done. Ginsu's is good on Jax, but like the problem is almost everything could be good on Jax, but you got to balance out your damage with your tankiness. I still think that just like Cinderholt, Trinity, Starax would be the combo. Blither and King's probably pretty good too. Rematches.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Ready for battle.
To think stuff that I haven't done in a
30
little
seconds until
while.
minions spawn.
Haven't done vampire counts in a while. Haven't done Vampire Coast. Is it the on hit? I guess, yeah. Because of his passive. So that means we have to go like red, blue, Gromp. Hold on, let me see what the order is. It's just QWE.
Minions have spawned.
W first. W first, then Q, then E. Jesus, guys, I'm not doing opioids.
Surprise! I'm back.
I don't need any more opioid ads. I get it. I mean, it's cool. It's good. Get people to, you know, come forward, get clean. Oh, Titanic Hydra is really good on him, too. Why don't people go Titanic? Because that gives him an auto attack reset. About like just like Cinderholt, Titanic, health stuff.
It's on.
I know it used to be an item on him.
Let me ready for battle. Now it's my turn.
It's against a Vi. I do not want to fight her early. I'm gonna just rotate back bottom and get that scuttle instead, even though it's a little bit further away.
Bring it on.
Maybe I should have started. I probably should have started blue.
First blood.
Who's next?
No, there's too many
Ready for battle.
luxury items. I think if you go Bork plus Rage Blade, should have auto attack first.
It's on.
An ally has been slain.
Clear speed's not that bad. No, it's not time of tactics. I
Me at 'em.
don't remember if I've done the Admiral guy for Dark Elves. The I wouldn't mind doing that. I have done the Hunter's Exposition one, but that one's really fun. I wouldn't mind doing that one again also. The Dark Elf guy that starts in Southern Lustria would probably be a pretty fun one. I just did Empire again, but there was somebody else that was also wanting me to do like some more Empire.
Surprise.
So the Expedition one. The Expedition one's actually really cool. I like the Expedition one a lot. That one's actually pretty challenging, but it's got some really fun rewards too. I don't. Oh, it doesn't have the new like diplomacy system. But to be honest, I think that makes the normal Empire a little bit easy. A lot easier than it used to be, at least, from my perspective. Can I counter gank this? No, I'm gonna be too late. Thoughts on set support? I personally don't think it's that great. In the ELO brackets I've seen, I mean, it's not terrible. But I've seen better. I think it was a lot better before the nerfs. I know some people were messing around with that in higher ELO, but I think that was before the nerfs.
An enemy has been slain.
Let me at him.
Is Vi up top? I can take a peek at it. Crap. These Scuttle's here though. I think I can't do it because of Scuttle. Scuttle's gonna attract her. She's gonna want to come down here to try to get the Scuttle. I would have normally tried it, but people go for the Scuttle, so that gives her a reason to come look at it. Nah, I don't know. Vi's there. Let's not do it. So it looks like I probably could have gotten away with it, but the fact that the Scuttle's on that side of the map is just kind of unfortunate
Has been slain.
for Sneaking Dragon. I've kind of learned my lesson on that. If there's a reason why they would walk past the dragon and you're trying to sneak it, you probably don't want to sneak it. Spoiler alert. I still think like Cinderhulk Sterix might be, and that's what like Warwick does. Jax doesn't have as much like synergy with the on hit, but
An ally has been slain.
yeah, I could do a day where I stream part of it. I streamed a little bit last Thursday, but yeah, I mean, if you want to see me stream it, I could stream, like, on the weekends. I could stream it. At least part of it. Okay, so do I just go with Cinderhulk? I think I'm gonna go for Cinderhulk. He could use some help with his clear. That'll get me out and about. And we'll just kind of see where it goes from there. I'm not sure how much it's going to impact my league stream numbers though, but
I'm back.
the problem is by the time it impacts that stuff, then it may be too late. It may take too long to like get it back, but I'm not really sure.
Ready for battle.
But yeah, I could probably do something. I could probably try that out. I mean, the thing is, like, streaming a campaign, like, it's 15 episodes usually for one of those campaigns. That'd be, like, close to a 15-hour stream, so if I was, like, to stream the whole thing in one sitting. I don't know if that's possible, but it's gonna be hard to gank top. Maybe I can, though, after I grab this. She might have that warded.
Surprise!
I'm gonna hold on to my E in case like Vi shows up. Running. They might try to counter with Dragon. Maybe I need to flash. I probably could have jumped on her.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay, Vayne's dead too.
Surprise! I'm back.
To the spirit realm.
Okay. 3 people chase. Take it. Probably pretty tanky, yeah. I think I might get a, I think I might try out Titanic. Because that's kind of a hybrid item. I think I'm supposed to keep my wards so I can jump with them. Because you can jump to your wards. The keys are a little weird. I'm used to E being like your utility mobility spell, but
It's on.
did that wrong time. Hey, what's up, T3?
Let me at 'em.
Trinity just feels pretty underwhelming on a lot of champs these days. It is very good on Jax, but it's like it's so expensive too. Titanic gives a lot more damage in team fights. Trinity's like better for one-on-ones probably, would be my guess. But Titanic just has so much more synergy with Cinderhold and Sterix.
An ally has been slain. An
It's like
ally
you gotta
has
think of the
been
whole
slain.
package. I think. I mean, maybe I'm wrong about that, but did Vayne TP down there? Where's Vayne? I don't know if she's dead or not. The extra damage doesn't apply to towers, which is kind of obnoxious. Trinity's obviously going to be a lot better if you're splitting and like trying to take towers and stuff.
An enemy has been slain.
You want to use your E before you go in for the jump so that the stun's going to be ready, ideally. It does block a lot of damage, but it's also like you're stunned. So I'm pretty sure you want to E before you jump so that it's like charged up. They don't have as much counterplay.
It's on.
Oh. Like right there, I should have reactivated it for the stun. I think I still have to have mercs. Even though that kind of sucks. The damage she was throwing down on me there. Can I get away with Tabby? I don't think so. Annie's pretty fed. I'd rather get like a Bramble Vest or something for Vayne.
Ready for battle.
Oh. Yeah, maybe you're right about the neutral creeps.
An enemy has been
I think
slain.
you're probably right about the neutral creeps.
Your
Bring
team
it
has
on.
destroyed a turret. Enemy killing spree. Enemy has been
Yeah, I'm
slain.
kind of using them like I need to immediately stun them when I come in, which is probably not true.
Let me at 'em.
Yeah, they do have a lot of range chance for Jax. Vayne specifically is notoriously pretty good against Jax.
Now it's time.
Enemy double kill.
Damn it, I sequence.
Enemy triple kill.
What the? Oh,
An
Tibbers?
enemy has been slain.
God.
Who's next?
What is a nightmare scenario where like a ranged mage gets very fed against you when you're Jax? Conquer, which I don't know. Jax is obviously gonna be best against melee auto attackers.
Bring it on.
Double kill.
No, 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 no.
Has destroyed a turret.
Huh. Did I misclick on the damn mini map again? I need to get a new mouse, man. So bad. Can I get Sterix off of this instead?
Your turret has been
I feel like I need
destroyed.
Sterix against Vayne. Yeah, I feel like I've got to switch off of Tiamat and get over to Sterix. Or against Annie. I haven't seen Last Airbender. Yeah, if you want to donate for one of those campaigns or whatever, yeah, I can stream, like I say, at least part of it. I guess I can save the campaign and do it in like 2 different parts over 2 or 3 different days and stream it. Yeah, I can do that if you want to donate for it. That'd be fun. And then, we'll see if we can weave in some more activities, too.
Let me at 'em.
I don't think Yumi deserves a ban. She is really good right now, but I think there are other things that are really problematic too, though.
An enemy has been slain.
Me at 'em.
Enemy double kill. Enemy double kill.
Surprise! I'm
There's
back.
so much range in Peel. This is kind of a bad matchup for it. Doesn't feel bad. It's like people were saying, this feels like he kind of needs items. Jax just wants a lot of gold and a lot of levels. Vayne is like Jax's worst nightmare. Oh yeah, I forgot to go pick up the rift. You're right. I got so preoccupied with Vayne. And just talking about random stuff. She maybe would have gone up and killed me if I did rift though. I don't know. Maybe I probably had time to at least grab it even if I died.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Bring it on.
Yeah, Yumi plus a Vayne. Vayne was like 0-3 or something at one point. I did give her a kill fairly early on.
So I want to see the Admiral glow. Ideally, I want to learn again less than that specific glows are just another few of
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Double kill.
Alright.
Ready for battle.
Are you, what's your time zone, Colt? Are you European? Or, international? I'm trying to think if I could,
Let me battle.
like what time of day would be good for you to stream. I could maybe stream, like, do a morning Warhammer stream after, after League stream on some days. This does reduce magic damage by like 25%, I think, from Annie. So that's why I was like, if I just soak Annie's thing, if I had Sterix there, I would have lived. Okay, mountain time. That was a good Morgana Q.
Surprise! I'm back.
Post noon. I have to, thinking I could stream it after, after the League stream tonight. I could stream a couple of episodes if you want on it. I'll have to set up a specific time, but then it probably won't get that many viewers because I would not have announced it ahead of time.
It's on.
What's up? You don't get CDR with this build though, and I guess CDR is pretty important on Jax for a lot of his abilities, so I don't know. Like Warwick's, I mean CDR does matter on Warwick, but I needed to activate my R earlier. I might be able to win here. Okay. We'll set up the time then. A bit next week. I mean, I could maybe stream it on, what is today, Saturday? I can maybe stream it on Sunday.
Your team
Okay.
has destroyed.
Well, if you're brand new to it, I know you probably want to see it early. Probably do a stream Sunday, maybe.
Let me at 'em.
I mean, they're only like they don't have any healing. I mean, I guess they have Yumi, who's like some healing, but Tristana does have grievous wounds. She does have executioners, or she did. I don't know if she just bought it or what. Like the Vayne doesn't have Bork. I don't know. I mean, we got a lot of problems. There's a lot of stuff we need to be buying. Like maybe I could have gotten a Bramble Vest or something. It's possible, but at the same time, like trying to complete Titanic, once you get it completed, it's a lot of extra damage. Yeah, the Tristol was questionable.
Bring it on.
I don't know. Maybe you do need Trinity for the CDR. Jax feels a little clunky. I don't know. Like he definitely can be very strong, but he feels all right. You know, like going around, you know, playing him, but he's definitely, you know, he's good if he gets a lot of money later on. His E auto attack reset feels really slow compared to a lot of other auto attack resets out there. Can't jump over that wall. I guess I could have used, could have jumped onto a ward or something maybe, but your jump is also a lot of your damage. Yeah, I mean, if you're melee, Vayne is a problem. Yeah, it's just hard to split when, you know, their person that's going to be matching me on the split is a Vayne with potentially a Yumi attached. Like, I can't run away from that as Jax. And I definitely can't beat her one-on-one. I don't know. Maybe I should have gone Trinity. Against that type of comp. I don't think it would have mattered though. Like Vayne's just a hard counter to Jax, I think. I mean, with Trinity you'd have enough burst maybe to one-shot her if you get a hold of her, but probably not. I mean, she can just condemn your jump, and like once your E's on cooldown, and it's like a very, very long cooldown, it's like 16 seconds, then you're pretty much worthless against a ranged champ. We just don't have like any reliable hard CC. I even stunned her a couple of times in these fights, and we still just can't win it. Yeah. I don't know. I can see his power, but to me it just feels like his ganks early are a little subpar. He does scale well, but it feels like he's very one-dimensional. Like if he stays in combat and just gets to keep autoing, then he can be really strong. But if he can get kited or CC'd, it feels problematic. And you just don't have ways to like force advantageous fights, or it seems harder. Like with Fiddlesticks, you know, if we're behind, I can like find a good position and jump out from behind a wall, and if I just get a good ult almost at any point in the game, it's gonna be good. But like Jax just doesn't have the mechanics for that. So I don't know. He's okay. It's just like There's probably better stuff out there. Well, I mean, Titanic does damage. Sterix does damage. But like that type of stuff, like can be pretty good on Jax, because he does get a lot of resistances with his R. But it's like if you build stuff other than that, then you're just basically a glass cannon. What a joke. He must have been duoed with like 2 or 3 other people, as if it's not the Vayne that like completely carried that game. Yeah, I just don't think it was gonna matter either way. I don't know. I mean, like I said, maybe we could have done Trinity instead of Titanic. We just get blown up, and that has almost no synergy with Cinder Hulk if you do it that way. I mean, it's kind of like Hecarim-esque in a sense where you really want to be going like Cinder Hulk, but you kind of want Trinity next, and those items just don't have a lot of synergy with each other. Yeah, I mean, he's alright. That'd be really OP if Bard's Q could stun both people if Yumi was attached. So one of my university offered me some classes, but I'm not sure I'm going to take them. They're kind of weird classes that I haven't taught before. One of them is a like a syntax class. They have like a grammar exam. Just ban Ash. I could have banned like Darius or Garen, I guess, but they banned Darius, so it doesn't matter. I just want Kassadin banned. Anything else is fine. Oh, they're doing Fiddle, huh? Ooh. No good. Mundo, like, completely crushes Fiddlesticks late game. Like, it's just not even fun. But you have to get there, so I just have to, like, farm a lot better as Mundo. What, I played that matchup. It feels, like, impossible. If they pick a lot of magic. They have a magic mid. Hopefully they have, like, a tank or... Shyvana's... Oh, it could be, like, someone's trying to do, like, tanky Shyvana top, I guess.
Mundo.
That's Fleet, but... Just Conquer. I don't know, Fleet just seems... not that great. Tenacity, Triumph, Coup de Grace, and then definitely Ravenous Hunter and Cheap Shot, probably? I mean, maybe you need Fleet early. Well, Mundo just completely dumpsters. Like, I've tried this matchup from the Fiddlestick side. It feels real bad. I don't have a good win record on Mundo at all. I'm like 0-6 or something versus Mundo, or when I play Mundo, but I think I was building him wrong. He was sitting at like a 52 or a 53% win rate. Runes. People were doing fleet on him for a little bit. It's just like his early game is pretty bad. That's interesting. Boots of Swiftness, but I think I have to go Mercs. Oh, that's top lane. People do fleet on him. I'm not sure about that. Oh, approach velocity would have been pretty good too, I guess. Yeah, just stack a bunch of health, just a huge health stack. The reason that he's so good against
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Hold on. Am I getting? You're just gonna read your bead, probably. But I do turn that into a Warmogs eventually. The reason that he's like in theory so good against do I want to fight? I don't want to fight Fiddle over Scuttle. Fiddle's gonna be healthy. I'm not gonna be healthy.
Minions have spawned.
Is his E gives you like 40% extra magic resist, and his W gives you like 25% extra tenacity or something, 30% tenacity. So it's just like anything that does sustained damage to you, or just like does any sort of magic damage to you is typically like gonna have a hard time against you, you know? You just get pretty low on your first clear, so. Okay, thanks, buddy. You want to try to get as low as possible, though, without dying. God. That's bad. That's too low. Maybe I should have taken the potions. Alright, we'll get... No one saw that. Yeah, you get low on those. It's like Olaf, but you don't have any, like, you don't have significant self-healing until you have your R. But you do extra damage on your E. But, like, once he gets to 6, he can really start taking off. And usually your clear is really good, but I should have just gone to red off of that. The problem is you're not level 3 yet at that point. The fast recall, that's right. Where was that? Oh, it's... Soul roamed? Okay, so we still haven't really seen Fiddle yet.
An enemy has been slain.
Okay. So you really want Scuttle, because that's free kills without having to take damage. He desperately wants that. Yeah, the rejuve bead might have been a bit on the greedy side. I think going for red was also a bad idea. Just like that first clear is pretty rough. Because, like, the lower he gets, the more health you get off of this. Gains up to 90 attack damage.
Come to Mundo.
Okay, we are still out farming Fiddlesticks, even despite our fast recall early. He is one of the fastest farmers, though, if you survive. If I'd taken potions, he does farm really well. Can I don't think I can do dragon this early. Maybe. I am gonna have 2 smites ready. I think without my ult, though, it's probably gonna be hard. I don't know, man. I got. God, Water Drake is the worst. We out. No, 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 no! No! What the fuck is that shit? What? Oh my god. Unfucking believable. Dude, I've got to get a new mouse, man. This Mundo's trolling this game. Holy shit. Seriously? I was so busy looking over my shoulder there. I just clicked, I flashed, walked out. Of course, I would just click on a blast cone. Unbelievable.
Come to Mundo.
Jesus Christ. Eh. I mean, that's what I get for getting like a $13 mouse from like Best Buy when my last one died. I really need to... Because I do that like at least 3 times a night, where I'll be clicking on the bottom right and then I'll accidentally like click on the mini-map or something. Maybe it's not the mouse's fault, but I feel like sometimes it's not as accurate as it should be. Yeah, that was rough. See, now the clear's like getting like okay. Well, is it just not up yet, or did Fiddle actually literally invade into my blue? Okay. I guess he saw me do dragon, so. I was kind of scared for a second there.
Shut down. An ally has been slain.
Fiddlestick's bottom, or that was just one of his FPs. No, he's actually there, I think. Yeah, he's there. He's moving around. Oh, nice play by the Lux.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Okay.
An
we're
enemy
going
has
top.
been slain.
I need to get a new head. I need to get a lot of new peripherals. I finally got a new mic. But yeah, my peripherals are pretty garbage. I am out farming this Fiddle. He's just like... Okay, it's hard to tell where he is, because sometimes... I'm pretty sure that's warded. Yeah, and Leona's around there. Damn, I should have made sure I got that area, too.
Mundo goes this way.
No, Soul's coming, too. Okay. Oh, if we just hit that. Just gonna go farm. So slow.
An enemy is unstoppable.
Maybe I do need to go swiftness. Where'd she go? What? Oh, she's right there. I can't go on the top side of the map, I don't think, or they'll come for me. I'm gonna try out swiftness. I've seen more and more people doing swiftness because I'm already getting a lot of magic resist anyways, and I really want that movement speed.
Come to Mundo.
Because I already have the tenacity, and I have the tenacity off of my W, and it don't, like, there's only so much tenacity you can do. What the hell? How did I not see it? I guess he pulled it out of the pit or something. I didn't see it getting pulled on the minimap, but probably could not have stopped it anyways, realistically.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Yumi's kind of hard to balance, I think. If they want to keep her in vulnerability. It seems like they want to. I think she's a little on the strong side right now, but I think she's like, okay. She's within like acceptable parameters.
An ally has been slain.
hard to gank these lanes.
Mundo, this way.
Alright, can I get her? She's just too fast with Moby
Your
Boots.
turret has been destroyed.
They might be going down there with Soul. Okay, Soul's topside. They're probably gonna do Rift. This is probably warded, isn't it? Yeah. Fiddle's probably on Rift. Can we do Rift? Silas, you want to take a peek at it with me? Lux, anybody? Help? Will help? Will help? They're obviously on it. I think, right? I mean, I'm okay. Shyvana just randomly went down there, I guess. W attach become part of her ult. I don't think they needed to go that far with it. Just like, just have it be limited time. Like you attach for you're on 5 seconds, off 5 seconds. You know, something like that.
Has been slain.
It's like whenever someone would normally put on a shield, she attaches to them. You could even put the movement speed on that or something.
Come to Mundo.
Your team
Like she
has
attaches to
destroyed a
them
turret.
and she can do shields, heals, and becomes invulnerable for a little bit. Maybe just scrap her W, make it into something else, and just make her E, like where you attach to somebody for 5 seconds, and it heals both of you. They obviously have to lower the amount by a little bit, but just something like that, where it heals both of you, gives attack speed, and gives movement speed for a short duration of time, and then you're unattached. And then just like rework her W.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Mundo, go this way.
I think I accidentally turned my W off for a little bit of time there. And my Rift almost got a tower.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Mundo will go where he pleases.
Shut down.
Yeah. I'm gonna use Nunu or I mean, they picked Fiddle this game, and I don't want to pick Nunu into Fiddle. Yeah, trust me, I've been playing them a lot. We will play more of them here in a second. I picked this as specifically as a counter pick to Fiddle. I probably maybe should be pushing bottom instead, but I'm kind of committed to this pathing now. Mundo as a specific counter pick to Fiddlesticks, but also just like maybe some other AP junglers I think can be good. His early game clear is really rough. I actually died on my clear. Well, I greeted out and tried to go for a redo bead, which I should have done the potions. 100%. But
Shut down. An enemy has been slain. Double kill. Shut down.
I might Baron off that. They overpushed. If we can keep this pushed up, maybe they can't Baron. They're gonna have to push through supers, which is gonna take a while. Well, I almost always either build a tank or build Fiddlesticks in this meta. Something like that. There's occasionally times where I've been doing some other stuff, but I picked it specifically against AP. Like, the reason that he's so good against AP is you stack a lot of health, first of all. You really, really want Spirit Visage on Mundo. Then also his E, they changed it a while back to where it gives you an extra percentage of magic resist. So it gives you like 40% extra magic resist. And his W gives you 30% tenacity on the house. So he's just like kind of balanced around being able to crush mages, like late game. I've played this from the Fiddlestick side. It's almost impossible. Like, I screwed up so many times this game. I died on my first clear. I accidentally blast coned back to my death at a certain point. And it just didn't even matter. Like, my teammates were like pretty good, and that helped out a lot too. But like, once you get a couple of items on him, he's so difficult to deal with. He sucks early game pretty badly. At least as far as I know. I didn't take Fleet this time. Conqueror does seem kind of bad. Maybe you should just do Fleet. Like, once you make it through his first clear, he's fine. So the Fleet is just to make it through the first clear, I think. That's true, Ray. Well, I mean, we've been over this like a million times. That was ranked, Jolty. It's not all about win rates, man. It's like you got to look at best case scenarios as well. Like Yumi in a really like best case scenario is very strong. No, I'm not gonna clip my own mistake like that. I mean, if someone wants to do it, but I'm not gonna like promote that. Hey, come check out my channel, guys. I screwed up and hit the blast cone right back into the dragon pit. I mean, I know it's funny and everything, but What's up, Luca? Yeah, that was ranked. I've played Mundo some. I don't have a great win rate on him, but I mean, he's not that hard to play, honestly. It's just that first clear, you just kind of got to know like his limits in the first clear. I mean, he's just like brain dead. Once you get a couple of items, you just press your ult and just run at him and spam your buttons. I don't really clip stuff either. I mean, I could do it, but it's not like Twitch. I think has a feature where it allows you to clip it, but I would have to go back through. I mean, it wouldn't take that long to do. I don't know. I just don't do like highlight clips or low light clips in that case. It just takes time to go back through and video edit to throw a clip compilation together, and I just don't have the video editing skills for that. And it takes a while to put all that together with like decent production value. I think I looked that up one time. Who is it? It was like I'm a Cutie Pie's editor was doing some kind of interview or something. This was like a couple of years ago when he was a bit more active. And his editor said it was like an 8-hour-a-day job that Cutie Pie paid him for. Took him 8 hours to put together like a 10 to 15 minute clip, like montage, you know, and he was talking about how he, you know, goes through all of the stream footage from the previous day, and then you have to put in like, you know, funny stuff, you got to put in some music, you got to put it together to like tell a story basically. Because those clip montages, it's not just like random stuff, like it's very carefully hand selected, and they're like telling a story while they're doing it, whether it's a funny story, a sad story, you know, whatever it is. It's like you're creating your own narrative in a sense. It's kind of weird to think about it that way, but it is. It's a different, and it depends on the editor. Some editors put different vibes on different things. God bless, it's Garen again. No, it's all good, Wings. I'm just explaining it because I know it. Oh my god. Oh shit, hold on. I didn't realize. I thought I was in there. I just like completely zoned out. I was like, yeah, I'll duo, and then I just like joined back up. I just assumed he was in there. Oh, somebody else dodged. Hallelujah. Nice. Got church on a Saturday. I could try a Kane game out. I mean, it didn't go very well when I tried it before, but it, like every lane was losing, and I just wasn't. I'd only tried him once. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, dude?
I was like randomly talking with a stream, and I just forgot. I was like, yeah, I'll duo, and then I just. Like, yeah.
I thought I was just kidding. Sure, and then hell no, I ain't doing.
No, I'm just kind of scatterbrained as usual on the stream. That's right, Antonella. I was explaining something random. I don't remember what it was.
You're good, dude.
Why ban
boy.
Cassidon? It's just like his worst case scenarios are like, or his best case scenarios, I guess, are just too good. Like, yes, he can get dumpstered by AD mids. Yes, he is really weak early. Like, he's got all these problems, but it's just like putting your team on the clock. Tesseract, yes. Trundle's Pillar, the knockup does trigger Yasuo's ult, so it is pretty good with Yasuo. It's good against Garen, very bad against Master Yi, or anything else that you really need hard CC for. It's just, he's the best at breaking tanks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Red Kane is just pretty much better in almost every scenario, even against squishies. You can get him, like, he's just
He's
gross.
so good, Red Kane. The amount of health you gain from his like passive, I think, when he's red is insane.
Is Adobe Premiere good? I mean, I don't know. That's something I should definitely work on over the summer, is learning more video editing stuff, because that would really help me grow a lot. I think I have good ideas. It's just like very low production value in my videos. I got a
How
better
did the
mic.
Total
But
War stream go?
it was okay. I mean, we got up to like 80 or something, so it was pretty good.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah. I think we had Colt donate earlier. We'll do another one during the day, maybe on Sunday. Colt donated to see his stream.
Cool.
Yeah, so we could try it out. And there were a couple of people that dropped in and donated, so it's not all about the numbers. I mean, if there's a lot of people supporting it, you know, a lot of people donating and requesting stuff like that, even if it's a lower number, it, you know, still kind of justify lower numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Because really, it's like probably 1% of like the stream, 1% of subscribers or something. It's definitely like 1% or less of the subscribers like donate 90% or something of the donation. So as long as you keep your whales happy, you can keep the lights on. Use Adobe Premiere and it's good. It's probably good. I'm just not sure if I want to pay for it or not. But if it doesn't cost that much, I might actually get some of it through the university. I don't get a lot of it, but I think they gave us Adobe Spark, maybe. I'll have to ask my director about it. I know he was talking about using Adobe Spark personally, but he's faculty, so he's tenure. And so they probably give it to their tenured people, just like, you know... Actually, I don't think they even give the tenured people parking passes and gym passes. I'm not sure. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like, really? You're milking your staff and faculty for parking spots? I'd be like probably literally on food stamps if I wasn't married to someone who made money. And like all that I did was adjuncting. And just like a gym pass, it's like what, I mean, 90% of the faculty or more are not even going to go to the gym, let's be honest. A lot of them are like in their 50s and just, you know, they live in the library, like they're not going to the gym. I don't know. It's some of the stuff they do is just kind of troll. Now at a smaller university where I teach at, sometimes they do give you a parking pass and they do give you a gym pass in theory for free, but their gym's never open. Their gym opened at like 1 p.m. or something before.
Yeah, my gym finally opened.
Nice. This was before like the plague. This was like last fall.
Gotcha.
Yeah. They do have really good running trails though. It's just the timing was really awkward. Like I only had like an hour to get to. I had to drive from this place to another town over to teach at a different university. Might try Kane here in a little bit. I'm not sure what they're gonna play. But yeah, but then they pay like even less than the big university. This is a smaller, I mean, college. They charge more. One student in my class at this university, it's a private university, was saying she was talking to her friend, she's like, I don't pay $50,000 a year to go here to have rats in the chorus room or something like that. I don't know. I was like, you pay $50,000 to go here? That's what I told her. She's like, yeah. It's like, what? That's not all tuition. That's like living stuff. Hey, thanks, Luke. I appreciate the membership. I was like, what? I mean, it's a cool place. I don't want to knock it. It's very rustic, you know. It's very kind of southern. They got some good running trails. It's a really pretty campus. Some of their facilities, especially their library, is like really shaky compared to the big state school that I teach at. And like the faculty's really nice. Like, it's cool and everything, but it's just like it's hard to justify that kind of money. Okay, Zach is not who you want to see if you're playing Fiddle, but any tank that's going to build Spirit Visage, that really wants Spirit Visage, you don't want to see that, but we have a lot of AP on our team too. Please, some kind of AD threat top.
There we go.
Okay. We can make that work. We'll probably camp Kiana and bot lane. But anyways, yeah, the prices. So like, That's how much they're paying there, but I make so little money off of that. It's like, I added it up one time. It was like, I get for all the tuition, that's not even including room and board and all that stuff, just for the tuition to go there, of the people, like the percentage of the tuition they're paying to take my class, how much of that do I get? It was like 1%, 1 or 2%, literally. And then the rest of it goes to the university. For me
That's
teaching.
insane, dude.
It's crazy exploitation, man. They just do it because they know that, like, adjuncts are, you know, you're willing to do it because it's a cool lifestyle, you know. I guess it's nice on a per hour basis. It's actually not bad because I'm only in class for like 3 hours a week, and I only have to grade, like, the major grading stuff is just like a few big essays through the semester. Like, you hold office hours, but like nobody shows up to that, you know. So it's really like on a per hour basis, it's not that bad. The problem is you just can't get a lot of hours, so you end up not making a lot of money, but you have more free time to do stuff like the channel things that I do, and to like take care of my daughter a couple of days a week to save money on daycare. So it's like on a per hour basis, it's actually not bad, but on just a raw, like, how much money do you make at the end of the year, it's not great. You just get a lot of time in exchange for not having a lot of money. You just have to find some way to monetize that time if you want to make it.
Teacher, at least something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But they were that university was offering me some like interesting classes. They have some spicy stuff occasionally. The big state school, it's always the same thing. It's like English 101, 102. But this one was like, okay, we have some dual enrollment classes that we might need you to fill, which is like, I think that's going into a high school and teaching like college English to high schoolers for like credit.
30 seconds until minions.
So I was like, do I not have to have some kind of special authorization or background checks or something to do that? And I'm gonna have to ask them, but it sounds like not. Like, this college, there's like virtually no, I mean, I think I did have to fill out a background check, but I don't know. It's like teaching college students is different than teaching high school, and like the protocols are way stricter in a high school, I imagine. Are they gonna invade me?
Minions have spawned.
Huh. You don't want to see what this room looks like that I'm in. It's basically like a glorified storage closet. It's just got a bunch of library books in the back there, but there's just like boxes and just random chairs and laundry bins and stuff in here. It's the definitely the most unkempt place in the house. I'm gonna, dude, just back up, I'm gonna pull both. It's fine, man. Thank you. Alright, well, I guess he just wants to help. It's fine, bro. I mean, Fiddle, that's a nice thing about Fiddle is you don't actually need a leash, so you can, you know, surprise people or get, you know, just get ahead in your lane. But now he's going to be a little behind. But it's like you're basically full health. I mean, Fiddle has the best clear in the game. Made less than minimum wage. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right, Tester. Yes, I do make less than minimum wage. If it's like, once again, you have to work more hours, though, I think, to... Like, I'm making more on a per hourly basis than minimum wage, but I don't have as many opportunities to get those hours as a, as an adjunct. Like, at McDonald's, you know, you can put in 40 hours a week. As an adjunct, you know, you're probably putting in, like, 10, 15, or something, maybe. Depends on how long you've been doing it and how efficient you are with grading. Math might take longer. I've just figured out, like, one of the big secrets of grading is students aren't going to read 90% of the comments that you write, so just put some comments on there, but, you know, I've cut how many comments I put on there by a lot. And then I just say, if they want more, if they have more questions, just ask me, and I'm happy to give them more. But it's just kind of a waste of time to overwrite the comments. You just want to focus on, okay, what are like the 3 to 5 big things they need to do, you know, to improve their writing. But it's like maybe one student, maybe 2 students out of like 40 that'll ask for something like that. And then it's like, okay. And I can actually, you know, put that extra time in comments on something otherwise gonna read. Not mad about it, just being real. There are quite a few bad teachers, I think, in public schools. I don't know. It's tough because it's not necessarily the teacher's fault. Sometimes it's like the admins, and the admins have to respond to parents. It's kind of complicated because a lot of people don't really understand what like a good education is, or there's actually like open debates about that. So like, is it just practical? Is it supposed to be learning how to become a good citizen? It's supposed to be like, you know, what is it? A lot of parents actually actively don't really like the humanities that much because they think it's trying to brainwash their kid and turn them against them, especially from like the conservative side. And to be honest, some teachers are like that. That is true. That is a real concern. I'm not one of those teachers, but some of them like do see it as their mission to teach an ethics class, you know, although it's English 101, teach like a left-leaning ethics class. I could understand why some parents might be a little apprehensive about, you know, their daughter taking English or taking a philosophy class or something like that. My university's actually like the... Oh no, is he dead? Oh, he's close. Okay, maybe I can gank Mordekaiser up here. My university's actually like pretty good about that. They're pretty fair, I think, for the most part. There are some that are, you know, like that, but it's better than the previous university in terms of being a little more open-minded.
An ally has been slain.
Lane's not here. Can't really get... It's so hard to gank Mord once he's 6. I think the Urgot helping me on that, like he was at a level disadvantage because of that, and it was
starting to push.
It was unnecessary. All right, I'll come check it out. Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, definitely my classes. I could not get classes this semester. People were saying. It sounds like the one university, if I was like super desperate, I could take some of the classes they're offering. But it's kind of weird because there aren't going to be as many students enrolled. Like they're thinking enrollment's going to be down by like 30%. But with like all of these new protocols and like social distancing and stuff, if they do in-person classes, there's going to be a lot less students per class.
Maybe I get her?
Zach's there too.
I don't know if Zach's there.
I don't know if we can kill him.
Go Mord? Yeah.
Let's see if we can get her. If she comes down like this way and greets out goes river. She's probably gonna go around. I'm gonna get flanked. Zach saw me. I'm just running. Go bottom. He's gonna flank you though. Over here. Probably. He might come out of the Wraith bush. Or the Wraiths, like right there.
Okay.
Oh, there he is.
Yes.
Alright, I think maybe come around... I'm gonna go bottom. That's pretty far. But because of social distancing, they were saying that they might only have like 50% capacity in a class, so only like 10 students in a class. So it's like if there are a third less students, but half the students per class, they would in theory need more teachers. So it's like just weird math going on here. But yeah, we'll see. Ocean's the hardest to take, but it is the strongest one, I think, too. That's a lot of money, Scott. Well, a lot of your stuff costs more though in New Zealand too. I think you were saying. It just kind of depends on where you live. I'll be controversial here. I think that high school teachers, they certainly make better money than adjuncts do. On a per hourly basis, it might be a little bit less, but they get like, you know, 40-hour weeks. They have more opportunities to make more money. It's probably about the same on a per hour. High school teachers make way more than a lot of college instructors do. I think it's harder than Mountain. Yeah, the slow is brutal. So if you get like, if someone interrupts you in Dragon, like when you're doing Water Dragon, you're almost certainly dead. Yeah. I think there are a lot of really high-end CEOs that would hold values that people would traditionally call liberal. I don't think that liberal is necessarily conflicting with business. All business ideas. It depends. I mean, liberal and conservative is like, it gets so like, there's so many like assumptions about what those things mean. But like Bezos, Gates, you know, Buffett, a lot of these people have ideas that other people would probably consider pretty liberal. But it just depends. If you play match as your secondary role, does that get you autofill protected? No. You're only autofill protected if you play support or fill. I'm pretty sure. Actually, I'm gonna sell this and get my boots. That is hard to do though this day and age, Alistair, not mixing business and politics. Almost everything is considered political. But it could be done to try to stay neutral. But even staying neutral, people will critique you for being neutral if you don't say something about whatever's going on. Sometimes you get critiqued, so I don't know. We live in weird times. I think the best thing you can do to stay apolitical is try to represent multiple points of view. Like, that's the best way to do it. If you're trying at all. You're gonna get jumped on Zach over the right wall, probably. He was like right.
Yeah.
Okay, he ran away. Good.
Alright, cool.
Where can I ult? I can maybe ult bottom, but that's like offside from where my camps are spawning.
I want to go hard too.
Yeah, if you do get political, it can piss off your customers, but sometimes it can help you. I mean, look at Chick-fil-A, like, they took very hardline conservative political stances on a lot of things. That did hurt them with like liberal audiences, but I would argue that gave them a lot more.
Dude.
I would argue that gave them a lot more conservative customers for standing up for stuff that a lot of the conservative base really like. It's just really complicated. There have been cases that have failed because of the politics. So. This day and age, I mean, it might be if you really want to pigeonhole yourself with a specific audience, it might actually be prudent to alienate another part of your audience. But I agree, in most cases, for most businesses, you probably don't want to do stuff like that. But it's becoming a lot more pick a side type of culture. I mean, Michael Jordan was really famous back in the day for. People would ask him why he didn't stand up or talk about like racial injustice in the police departments and stuff like that. And he said, Republicans buy shoes too. or something like that. And so he was very famously like apolitical, and he's been critiqued for that before. But I don't know. It's all very, very complicated. It just depends on your business and like who your target audience is, what your products are, what the competition looks like. There are a lot of different ways to be successful as a business, but
Kiana has no flash.
I'm coming to
Have it and
But anyways, I don't want to get too political on the channel. I try not to do it. I personally agree. I think that I just don't want to alienate viewers, but
oh, there's a pink board here. Oh shit. Oh man, that was my bad. I might have messed that
I
up.
got it. It's all good.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
Might ult you. Yep.
I've got Hourglass. Buy some time, I think.
Also, some shit.
Oh my gosh, just little stuff. Uh-oh.
Ooh, that Zac passive ain't doing anything there.
That's right. I think if he had the passive, it would have popped the passive, but I don't think it cuts through the passive. But he would have died either way.
Yeah. Does it cut through the passive?
I think it does. No, I mean, I think that his passive would activate if he had it. Because, like, it doesn't, I don't know. I'd have to see, but I know, like, with, Kindred's ultimate, Kindred can stop somebody from dying. If she pops the ult where they're gonna die. But it might be a different mechanic. Yeah, I feel like Mord's passive in Zanya shouldn't be a thing. I don't know. I mean, Fiddlestick's ult is a thing in it.
I'll stay.
I could have had her if I pressed it. I just hesitated.
An ally has been slain.
I just fucking swept that. Oh my god. I was so bold. If I got the fear off, she was dead there. And I was pretty dumb engaged by her, but it worked out.
Damn it. Some free kill.
An ally has been slain.
Ward is problem.
They're popping Rift mid.
Ward's got a lot of pressure top there. still had his ult? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. How does he kill Urgot and still have his ult up? I guess like that. He's gonna kill him right now.
Oh my goodness.
I thought his ult was down. That's the only reason I engaged. I'm like, okay, he killed Urgot. He must have used his ult. False. If Trend is already... Yeah, Trend might be able to stop it. There was something else that could pop out of it. GP, like, you can pop out of the R before you start getting grinded up.
Upon a time, once upon a time.
Mordekaiser's gonna be...
Turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, it looks like you can take him. I can't take him.
That's a lot of gold.
There you go, nice. Xerath jungle? I don't know about that, man.
OP, dude.
Meh. I mean, maybe if you're a god on Xerath with his ult, you gank with your ult a lot.
An enemy has been
We
slain.
got dragon.
Damn. There's that mana moon on Draven again.
Yeah, OP, dude. I just noticed that. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm coming to that. Oh, crap. Whew, yeah. Right here. Oh my god. I did that because I was trying to save you. I'm sorry.
That's
You had ult. You had that ult.
I think she was dead anyways. Or he was dead. I don't know. Yeah, they're off meta, man. I mean, there's always people making YouTube highlights about weird stuff. I mean, that's like the meta. So like making YouTube league videos, which is fun and interesting to look at, but yeah, I just can't.
Has destroyed a turret.
Off meta is keyword for like either the person's a one trick and probably a one trick and smurfing. Was it like Swag or something? Whatever that kid's name is. I think that guy's like a really well-known like Xerath player. Really? If I had Hourglass, she was dead, but did not have it. Yeah, it was Swag. Yeah, I mean, he's like a Challenger Xerath player that plays off meta weird stuff. So, what do we get next? I guess get Haunting Guys next. See, I could even guess who it was. Probably he's like the one guy that would play something like that on a YouTube video.
Why did I do? God.
That's just the BM's on his, man. I like it.
That's. I did not. I'm messing up like here, dude. I'm trying to play like this perfect game, but I'm messing it up.
Well, I mean, it's just like Xerath's pretty much good in every role if you hit all of his skill shots every time. You know, like he's really OP.
Ally has
That's
been
why he was like the
slain.
aimbot champion of choice. Be risky. They step up there.
Try and bait him.
Yeah, you're gonna get bait, or we're gonna get flanked by Mordekaiser. Oh god. Yeah, my bad. I got you killed. I wasn't thinking about the Zac flank. I saw the Mord flank, but oh my god! I pressed the wrong button. Holy god! I accidentally pressed T instead of whatever. Jesus. Disaster. Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, if I'd pressed R there instead of T, that would have been probably a quad plus Baron. I'd say Urgot better be able to win that one. That was brutal.
Damn.
Yeah, and you had a lot of shutdown gold too. I probably shouldn't have done that. It was too cute. I mean, I think maybe if they like see if they do it once, but then like sitting there for however long we sat there for 20 or 30 seconds to try
Yeah,
to get
we
it.
should. I should have bounced.
It's too long. Yeah, it's my bad. It just looks so juicy. They're all like half health.
It does.
These
Yeah. I
three
know.
squishy champs over
Yeah.
a wall that's not warded, but then there's that. Oh, this is for the big
This
ticket
for-
too.
Yes, it is.
I need to skip that.
Kiana.
Yeah, we do not want him to get a flank on us like that.
I might be able to kill her.
Ward's gonna ult me, potentially. I got chain CC, couldn't get to it. Hey, Urgot's beating him now. Come on, don't do it, Urgot. Oof. Yeah, Zac jumped on me and then Thresh, Caitlyn, chain. I should have maybe not started that till I was there.
Enemy has been slain.
Hail Blades, baby, right there. That's why you run Hail Blades.
That's right. Nice. Yeah, you're popping off. I gotta pick it up. Quit trolling. Yeah. I didn't even get to use my ult there. This feels bad. Zac is very good against Fiddle, but they should have played around that better.
Should probably set up for Baron here soon.
Okay. Yeah, the teaching thing, they're offering me this dual enrollment I was talking about a while ago, so I'm intrigued by that. That would be cool, because that's actually probably higher performing high school students, which would be interesting to basically teach, not exactly honors, but honors-esque. I think they would be stronger than run-of-the-mill college students. Like high-performing high school students.
Shoot, I am not there. Me and Draven are not there. You guys can just 3v5.
An enemy has been slain.
I got the Caitlyn like super low.
Shut down.
Caitlyn's running. Did she just back in that bush? No, she's over there. Okay, can we do this? It's an ace.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, yeah, that was probably dumb. You guys weren't there, but I got a really good jump on him. We probably lucked out on that one. Because you're like our strongest person. Draven's pretty strong too, but I don't know, man. I mean, this guy's making that build work. I still think it's garbage, but I mean, it's good later. Like, once you get the Mirror Mana, it is a very cost-efficient, powerful item. But I just feel like tier early is weak, but I don't know. Someone did bring up the other day that it gives you a lot more mobility, so you can just spam your W and run around the map. I don't know. Maybe I need to probably watch a video on it.
Ooh, I got her ult.
Who ulted?
Kiana.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that cooldown is for that, but
It's pretty low. I think it's probably like 80 seconds before CDR or something like that. How much CDR does she have? 20, 30. So it's probably like 40 seconds CDR. Oh my, where? Oh, she jumped the wall? Alright, well, I got baited. Can she jump the wall in grass form? Or does she have to flash? I thought she was gonna be there. I didn't think she could go over the wall. I guess she can jump it with her Q or something. That was a bad ult. This is probably one of the worst Fiddle games I've had in a while. I'm supposed to do a guide on Kiana, by the way, that Nagaraki donated for. I don't even know what everything a champion does. I'll have to work a little overtime to study up on that one. She's one of the more complicated champs out there, I think. Actually, Dragon's up. I'm gonna sell this book and get Leandre's. Even though it's cost inefficient, just because I want to be as strong as possible for this Drake, this soul. Now back for soul.
I should probably back before I die.
Written English is almost as awkward as written French. I don't know. I'm not. That's one of my big weaknesses. Well, I guess among many as an academic, is I just don't really know other languages that well. I know a little bit of Spanish. I had to take a reading for French class. Like in my previous university, you had an option as a grad student. You could either take 2 classes in like a reading for French, or like, I think French was one of them. You could take for another one, but like reading for a different language for like grad students. So you'd have like philosophy majors and like other non-English majors in there too.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Got my BF. Or BF. Death cap.
Nice. Going for the Infinity Edge Azir.
That's right, dude.
Death Stance Azir, baby. Or you could take like a women's studies or gender studies class. You either had to do 2 gender studies classes. I think it was either 2 French classes or 2 gender studies classes, and you could take them in the summer. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna take it for French, and people looked at me like I was crazy. They're like, why don't you just do the women's studies or gender studies stuff? That's what like 90% of the people did. I was like, nah, bro. Give me the French. I guess they got me on that one. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was just like, I don't know, that wasn't my cup of tea. People just didn't really think much about the languages. They're just like, who cares, you know? Because a lot of people in that program were doing rhetoric, which is like almost always contemporary, which is just like the study of persuasion and how people like, you know, persuade other people. And
Hell yeah.
nice.
Now I'm banking my promos to go to gold 2.
Nice, man. Are you the guy from the Hangover movie? Yes, I am actually Zach Galifianakis. I just look like I'm not a millionaire living in this little house. But yeah, it was nobody cared about the foreign language because everything was contemporary and like in English. But like a lot of these older manuscripts, like I was reading a lot of travel narratives. That's what I wanted to do my dissertation on, is looking at people, you know, writing about Sri Lanka, writing about Buddhism in Europe in these different languages. That was like one of my major interests. A lot of them were French writers. You know, there were some German ones too, but a lot of them were French. So that's why I was like, okay, I want to be able to read these manuscripts. It's going to open up my research a lot. Then I figured out the committee's not going to let me use those sources anyways because they can't read them. But yeah, French is nice. I wish they would do, like, I've been trying to find books on, like, 19th century, like, rhetoric. Like, colonial rhetoric. And there's just not any, hardly. It's like reading about, like, how, like, I think it would be very fascinating to figure out, because one of the big things was, in my research, without going too far down that rabbit hole, was, so Sri Lanka is, it's the little island right below India, but it's got a very unique kind of culture to it and a very special relationship with England during the colonial era. It got colonized in the 1800s. And because actually the majority religion there, a huge part of it was Buddhism. Buddhism had been expelled from India primarily for like over 1,000 years at that point. It had got run out of India, and it just pretty much at that time it was in other places like Thailand, all these places around India. But Sri Lanka was one of them, and that's where a lot of the manuscripts about Buddhism came from, was Sri Lanka. And that fascinated a lot of travelers and things like that, because they're like, how can there be this religion? They thought it was like a religion without a god, which is not exactly correct. But anyways, whatever. It fascinated people in Europe. They thought it was cool. And then eventually there was this Madame Blavatsky and Colonel Olcott, who were like, Olcott was American, Blavatsky was European, and they went over there and they thought their mission was, okay, we're going to try to unlock this past glory of Buddhism, and we're going to teach these Sri Lankans how to be good Buddhists again. Right, which sounds like preposterous, right? It's like white European people going down there teaching people their own culture. But they actually liked them on the island a lot after a little bit, because they were teaching them how to argue against the Christian missionaries in the public sphere, so that Buddhism got looked a lot more intellectual, cultural, and like, I don't know, just impressive in the public sphere, because the way that like Western people form arguments is a lot different from how Sri Lankans were forming arguments, public argumentation at the time, which is rhetoric, how you study that. And so they taught them how to argue against the missionaries using kind of a Western logical system to seem impressive, to win the hearts and minds of the people on the island. That eventually created the modernist Buddhist resurgence on the island, and gave the Buddhists back the island, and ultimately helped them get their independence in 47. So it was a really big deal. It had lots of ramifications for that culture in that island, but there's just almost nothing that talks about that rhetoric there. People mention it, they talk about it a little bit, but it's really fascinating. One byproduct of that, which wasn't very good, was teaching them biological racism wasn't good. So teaching them that like Buddhism was actually like the Aryans were, like the Buddhists on the island were Aryans, and they were like this great ancient race. And usually Aryanism is thought of as kind of this like like white power Nazi type of thing, but it's not really what it always was. That's how it showed up in Europe a lot of times. But or they banned Fiddle. I guess we'll just Nunu in the dark. But the Buddhists were like, no, we are the superior race, basically down here. And so then they started subjugating the Tamils, who were like the Hindus in the northern part of the island, and that created a lot of tension that eventually led to a civil war in the 1980s for 30 years. So a lot of this stuff that circulated about Buddhism traveling to Europe, and these two people specifically, Blavatsky and Olcott, getting inspired by that and wanting to go to the island, you know, for this preposterous mission to teach people their own culture actually ended up being a huge deal in the development of, you know, how Sri Lanka worked and how it interacted with the colonial powers. And Sri Lanka in general was thought, I believe, a lot of times it was looked a lot more kindly upon by the British Empire in general, because they thought that Buddhism was much more congruent with, like, could be more congruent with imperial Western values than something like India with, like, the Hindus and stuff like that. So anyways, really fascinating history. That's the kind of stuff that I was kind of interested in, and seeing how, like, that ended up playing out in English novels, how the thoughts of that played out in English novels. It's sparse. They're actually, the novel did not exist in the 19th century as a Sri Lankan, like, way of writing. I was asking my Sri Lankan professor and some people over in Sri Lanka, hey, what were some, like, novels that were written in the 19th century? And I was going to see if I could get some translations of them. There were none. They did not communicate that way. So that was an interesting roadblock in my research, but
what in the world? I don't know what I'm playing against.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Hold on, let me get and then Ravenous Hunter is very good. I think we'll just go with yeah, it's Cheap Shot Ravenous.
Somebody's gonna dodge, right? Okay.
Probably Fizz. Maybe Vagar ADC.
Oh yeah, that's true.
But anyways, nobody does 19th century rhetoric. Like, looking at especially colonial rhetoric, how did you form your arguments? How did you try to convince the locals to adopt, like, your way of life, and, you know, all of this? Like, how did you, like, make those arguments? How did the argument about, you know, racism, how did that go down? How did, like, the ideas of Aryanism spread from Olcott, like, circulate to Olcott, and then circulate back over to Dharmapala, who was kind of the leader of the Buddhist modernist movement? I know it had something to do with Max Mueller, and I've done a lot of research on that, but my committee was just like, nah, who cares? More gender studies. Anyways, I think there's a lot of space there to create some really interesting stuff, but there's just, everybody who does rhetoric either does classic rhetoric, looking at the ancient Greeks and Romans, or they look at just, like, very contemporary stuff that's been about since, like, the 1990s. But a lot of good novels are French. My favorite novel, I can't read it in its original French, but is In Search of Lost Time. I don't know if I have them over there or not. Yeah, they're there. I don't know if Volume 1. Those are, like, 3 of the volumes up there, but In Search of Lost Time by Marcel Proust is my favorite novel. I've never actually finished it, but it doesn't matter. The plot doesn't really matter.
It's not a flute, Will. It's a sword called Spellsauger.
I wonder, what's his little flute playing thing? He just mentioned his flute.
Welcome to Summer's
Okay, we want to avoid Graves. Well, English is a collection of a lot of different languages. That's why English is the most diverse in terms of vocabulary, because it just assimilated all of these other terms and phrases from all the cultures that it colonized for like 300 years. So it's just kind of like, I don't know, the Borg of languages. My wife would approve of that analogy. So that's why the grammar, sometimes people say, like, the grammar's so crazy. It's because certain phrases and certain, like, ways of thinking got integrated into English that had not initially been there.
Magical too.
What's the flute playing?
First blood.
I don't know how he plays the flute. Interesting. Karma died to a no CC invade. Okay, okay. Unless Vagar like leveled Cage level 1, which
No, he didn't. She just
probably just AFK changing her Spotify or something. I don't know.
something.
You know what would be fun? Well, I'm doing everything. If you're there with me. Rumble, tumble,
Got he
and
invaded.
scrumble. Willow
Took my-
loves to scrumble.
Wow. What?
Really?
How annoying. Oh god. Okay. Probably gonna jump.
God, I almost had my E.
What? How did he only take one shot? I don't know how he didn't have his jump. Maybe he'd already used it.
Cooldowns. So close. Ugh, Graves is 2-0.
Not good, but I deal with him later.
An ally has been slain.
I did take one comparative rhetoric class, which was kind of cool, but it was not 19th century. A lot of it was contemporary and ancient.
Hey, Graves is heading bot.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna try to double scuttle me. It ain't working. Ain't gonna happen. They are. I think they're nerfing Graves next patch. They need to nerf him. He's too strong. Dude, please, Karma. Like, come on, man. Like, real? And I missed the snowball because I was trying to ping the Karma.
Never leave the village if you don't get rid of the crush. Scared to step on.
Like, he walked over 3 wards. Yeah, I can gank this. I don't.
This might be coming down.
He's just warding. Okay. Well, I guess one good turn deserves another.
Enemy.
Still playing. We're off like a dirty tunic. That's what one of the elders used to say. I wonder if he's alright. The adventure continues! Are you sure they're really raptors? Or are they void monsters in disguise?
Bob, do you agree that winning in solo queue depends on which team gets the Rager? No. Maybe for some games. But I think overall, if you play better than the enemy team, you will win.
For hearts?
Like, you will climb over time.
I knew it.
I think that unless you're smurfing, it's much harder to get higher than, like, maybe a 55% win rate. But no, I don't think it's just, like, negative or, like, luck-based. Like, individual games can be unlucky, but... not over the course of hundreds of games. I think ultimately it's just how you play. Like I say, like good play can differ from different elo brackets too. Like certain plays are good in like Challenger that would not be good in Bronze, and certain like plays that would be good in Bronze would not be good in Challenger. And certain champions, you have to be able to adjust.
I feel like kill this.
If his Raptors were there since he did Dragon,
Before we can save
I guess
the
he
world,
cleared everything top
first
and then
we
went
gotta
bottom.
see it.
Makes sense. Okay, alright. No, Graves is there. Abort.
I'm trying to rotate to you guys. I'm coming. Heck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Alright, I'm coming around. Yeah.
Nice. He's gonna jump away.
Yep.
Graves is coming up though. He's running straight for it.
Right here.
This is not moving though.
Ugh.
I'll save you, Willem.
An ally
One
has
death for
been
Rift's
slain.
probably okay. Who got it?
Oh, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
got
you
it.
got it. Oh, good.
I didn't think you were dead. I could see you breathing.
Yeah, if you look at like Old English and stuff like that, it's not even the same language. Basically, it's contemporary English. Even like Middle English, people think like the Shakespeare they read in high school, that Middle English and stuff. It's like no, no, no. Shakespeare was originally written in Middle English, but if you get like the untranslated version, it's like even like some of the letters are different. Like there's like this little S thing I think that makes a J sound. Weird. I had to read it for a grad class. And like Fairy Queen, Spencer's Fairy Queen. Fairies and elves were thought to be like really sinister things. Like in medieval times, it's pretty funny. At least that, I mean, I'm not an expert on like that kind of mythology, but they seem like not necessarily all good. Like they would, you know, Disney would have you believe these days.
Willem knows the way.
They were the equivalent of like little trickster demon things. Okay, I'm going mid. Just about. Some plates here.
An ally has been
Maybe
slain.
Karma gets out. I don't know this Karma's gonna get out.
An ally has been slain.
I'm gonna put my tower up. Just keep going. We might not be able to get
Yeah,
this
Graves
tower.
is Graves for one. We probably gotta get out.
Old people always doom the world, so it's up to kids to save it.
You know, Ezreal Karma, one of the safest bot lanes. You can draw up 6 deaths. But that's alright. We got Zir, we got Knossos, doing pretty well. We hooked that Gnosis up. We'll probably outscale him. Eventually, I'm gonna be more useful than this Graves, probably late game. They're gonna get Dragon off that down. We can't do anything about it. Y'all died. Y'all died and gave your towers. They get Dragon too, so that's how that works.
The troll was fierce. Not blood, but ice. With cold. To spill from wounds, the bite of steel. And flesh was heroes'
I need
blade
to
concealed.
get more wards down or get rid of my sweeper. Wasn't reading a woman's job? No, women couldn't read for a very long time. It's only very recently that reading has been thought to be a feminine thing. Like, writing poetry was like considered like a really masculine thing for a long time. In fact, novels were considered when women could start reading, which wasn't really even that wide scale up until the 18th century at the earliest.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, almost had him. I'm not dead.
We'll be able to get him.
Thought I was dead there.
Okay, I'm gonna force him into a bad back here.
They only hurt
So he's gotta
people 'cause
stay.
there's something sad in their hearts? Then I'm gonna knock it out.
So you should have an advantage on him here. Get priority. Alright, Graves is coming down. He's dead.
Keep playing, Willem. No one can tell us not to.
Enemy has been
Already
slain.
broke rules with the super and head outside.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay.
I just didn't see you
I'm
there.
coming top. Yeah, I'm coming top.
now.
Be able to stop some of this. I don't have ult, but I'll go in.
I don't know why he didn't run immediately, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'll take it though.
I'll take it. That's the thing too, in a lot of these games, yes, our bot lane's feeding, but their top lane is feeding, so you know, there's always gonna be games where it's very rare where one side, every lane wins. It does happen, but
Almost that way, Willem.
those are the most memorable games
Yes, they are.
when everyone on your team is feeding, but that's not normal. Usually it's about 50-50. If a lane's not yours, if you're not in it.
I'm coming mid. Got my ult too, so
Okay.
if I can somehow ult them into your ult, that'd be sweet.
I'm gonna grab this while they're pushing this wave up. We don't need to do anything fancy, just let Ezreal push up. Well, Graves, never mind, they're all killing Graves. Or Ezreal. I'm just gonna have to back. Well, maybe. I think he's dead. This is so obnoxious.
Oh,
Oh, I was hoping he'd step on it. That's close. What are you doing, Nunu? Why have you died 5 times? Oh wait, that's me. Nunu.
Battle cry, Willem. No, not that one.
An enemy has been slain.
He never got to the oh wait, that's me part though.
We told the tales, Iron Forge. We cowered at the thunder's roar. If you sail, the sisters seek. Seal sister from the ocean speaks. Lilith, I want to meet her.
Civ 6, if Civ 6 just had a better art style. I'm not usually someone who's like super picky about that. Like I love playing old games like Heroes of Might and Magic 3 and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. But I don't know. It just seems very cartoony.
A snowball is never just a snowball. If you believe in magic.
Not know if we can not beat them from anyone else here.
Everyone knows who they're with, and they hit stuff really hard. But only I know that.
Has destroyed a turret.
Alright. Guess I should have seen that coming when he turned back the other way. Maybe I should have gotten Mercs. I don't know. I hate it when their team is... I should have gotten Mercs. Graves is their only real AD threat. I don't have the free, just kind of overreacted to Graves. I don't have the free tenacity that, I could have gotten off of, like Mundo or something.
I need to build Banshees probably.
Yeah, I should have gone Mercs. I'm just overreacting. I should have gone Mercs into Thornmail. I don't need to go double AD, double armor rather.
I'll be there. Oh my. Yeah, that was good.
Shut down.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's possible. I should have not gone top. Should have gone. They're gonna get that top tower though if I didn't go up there, but
Time I go to sleep.
I probably should have just waited on my snowball to engage. I don't know. Like, Vhagar can definitely stuff you. Maybe I need a Banshee's Veil too. Get through Vhagar because I'm just never gonna be able to engage.
Take out some snow.
Might get mid here. Oh shit. Oh my god, really?
They're all there, yeah. Ash probably.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Oh, where did Graves come from? Oh my god. Okay, well, we got flanked by Graves. I guess he was maybe pushing mid and rotated up. We just go Spirit Visage to start with, and then maybe after that we could go Banshees, but
Did we just die well? Let's do it again!
okay, Graves went for like a pretty low damage utility build. Umbral. Shame this Gnosis like isn't
If we
worth
stayed
more.
really still, we'd become invisible.
Oh my! Why are they all there? Dude, there's like literally all four of them are sitting like right here with this like wolf warden, like just waiting on someone to come do wolves. Okay, well they got me. hiding in the bush meta is too strong.
I claim this for Sharima.
I need it back.
I don't think you have time. I think we gotta.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Slow down, Wolf! You're gonna cause an avalanche! Before I can!
We need to catch somebody out right now.
Yeah. God, they just always. I mean, they're doing a really good job of hiding in random bushes. This Veigar support is really amazing. Veigar, I hate Veigar against. Did I know they had a Veigar? I can't remember. I gotta never pick Nunu into that garbage. Need to go for like Mundo or something. Into like heavy CC comps. Always think it's like, well, I just get some resists and like no, he's just terrible. Unless you have like ranged threat or some way to blink around his cage. I think we could still win. I mean, that's like the weakest soul. It's nice, but
Let's get in there and block some stuff!
Veigar's great in certain circumstances. He's good against melees that don't otherwise have a way to break out of his cage. I mean, I could just get a QSS, but he did flash last time. Karma, like, Ezreal Karma should have absolutely obliterated that lane. Like, neither one of them has any sustain. They're both short range against two poke champs. Ezreal can blink out of the cage. I mean, Ezreal is like, should be Veigar's worst nightmare. Other than like, I guess like Katarina or Fizz, but as ADC anyways. Push. Scuttle. I haven't seen Carlos in a while. I know Carlos was a huge fan of Veigar. I hope he's okay. I think Juan was the Fiddlesticks guy. Big fan of. He's always asked me to play Fiddlesticks, man. If Juan was around now, I don't know if Juan's still out there, but hey, what's up, Nakarake? Yeah, we got kind of a late start. If you watch the stream long enough, I'll probably rotate over in almost any champ.
I think they're in there.
Except for Poppy.
11-7-1, 11-7-2.
Malzahar is pretty annoying too, because I can't engage on him. He gets a free spell shield. Alright, I'm see if I can flank somebody. Looks like they're running to go try to get bottom.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, we gotta collapse on that.
This is
Oh
yours.
no.
He's dead. I'll go ahead and do it for him. I muted him, so I know he can't do it, but I want him to feel at home. So whenever he dies, I can ping myself. I don't want him to feel uncomfortable in the game and actually take responsibility for getting caught out 8 times, but
Heroes don't need
that's hard. That's not fun. Not fun to recognize when you make mistakes. Hey, thanks, Nagaraka. I appreciate it.
Damn.
Your turret has been destroyed.
Okay. There it is. Okay. Not a great night for me so far.
you were dead. See you breathing.
I'm going here.
Ah, the damn ghosts too. Holy.
Been destroyed.
That bot lane combo is just. It's terrible. I just need to be Mundo and like not die on my clear.
Catching that guy would be good.
Yeah, but he moves like 5 million miles an hour. Phase rush on a ghost shrine with ghost dragon, wind dragon.
Yeah, and maybe we're not just catching him.
We're not catching him.
Yeah.
He's got like 900 move speed at all times.
Oh, wait, this is our moment.
Okay. Fizz is also not my favorite champion. Ezreal's almost an auto dodge too. If you can't hard carry like an Ezreal on your team. Karma's also not in a great spot. I think she's been getting played a little bit more in pro, but this is so obnoxious. Oh my god, he's 16 and 2. I thought you did a pretty good job on him in lane too. He's just getting all these cleanup kills. Sona jungle. Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Disconnected. Your inhibitor has been destroyed.
Yeah, I do hear the birds outside.
Yeah, so do I.
Birds are up. Ready to go.
Well, I'm probably gonna have to get off.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna go ahead and log too. That's about 4 hours. If it's alright with Nagarake. Nagarake just donated, so I'll play one more if Nagarake wants me to, but. Alright, man, good game. Sorry I played like garbage today. We'll do better tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, you're good. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
I'll hit you up tomorrow.
Alright. See you, man.
Yeah.
I'll do one more if you want me to, Nagarake, but otherwise I'm probably gonna get off and I might do a Total War episode or something and then go to sleep. Okay, you want me to do one more? I'll do one more. That's fine. Can't really go out like that when someone like enters the stream and donates to you. And just like, alright, peace. I'm not really that tired, to be honest. I did got some pretty good sleep in the afternoon. I accidentally fell asleep. I went in to tell my daughter good night, and then she was already about to go to sleep. Oh, you want me to go ahead and go to sleep? Okay. All right. Well, if Nagarake says so, I'm a little tired. I'm not like super tired. That's not my excuse for playing poorly. I just didn't play well. I don't know. I just wasn't my night. But okay, but we'll be back tomorrow. I'll see if I can get on a little bit earlier, like midnight or something, 11 p.m. midnight, something like that. And we'll check it out, and then hopefully during the day I'll have a bit of time to do that that Kiana guide that I haven't forgotten about. I played against a Kiana today, and I don't know. I got confused by a lot of her abilities, so I got some research I need to do for that guide, but hopefully I'll have some time tomorrow to get that done. Anyways, all right. Well, thank y'all very much. We'll be back tomorrow around 11 p.m. or midnight or so, and yeah, we'll see everybody then.